Hey, what's going on, all? Welcome to the pub. Let's get this thing situated. How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here. Fuck. Get in there. Jesus. A little unprepared, but I made it. How you doing, everyone? What's up, Last Dance? Oh, counting, George. That's rough, bro. All right, we'll do a quick Southern Fried tune. Just a real popular radio song. Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my kin, yeah. Singing songs about the Southland, here's my family once again, I think it's a sin, yeah. All right, little Skinner. God rest the boys. Yeah, right on. Freebird. Yes, sir. Seasick, Steve. Interesting. Yeah, I know I'm not very talented vocally. Sorry. Just thought I'd throw that out there at the last second. Yeah, it's a good tune, George. And Last Dance, Sammy. It's a classic, man. It's overplayed, but whatever. Everybody, welcome to the pub. This light is just not working for me. Yeah, that's good. Nice and mellow. Yeah, what's up, Derek? How you doing? Good to see you, man. So, got some interesting stuff. There's my wife. All right, cool. Up on the deck. Here's a Manhattan. Maker's Mark. High quality sweet vermouth. And a cherry. Very tasty. Figured I'd go on tonight. I gotta put the light on. It's not I may not be doing it next week. I don't want to miss 2 weeks in a row, so I think we're going to be without our heavily computer and device laden fellow aphid lip, unfortunately, but he's floating his way on down the grand old Missouri, or probably, I don't know, something big ass river. Probably wearing 3 masks on the river. I'm just kidding. Golden Eagle Media. What's up, guy? Wonder what kind of media you're into there. VHS, Beta, Super 8, possibly more technologically advanced. I hate that it tells me that I'm live. I know I'm live. I don't need the fucking thing. They made the thing. This fucking whiskey's getting to me. Haven't even had one drink yet. Yep. Georgie. Lost cause art. Yeah. I mean, it's not overtly racist. I mean, people took it that way. It's really just about the South. Some people took it as, we'll have to discuss Sweet Home Alabama a little bit. It's not racist, exactly, Last Dance, but some people look at it that way. But it is obviously not racist. It's anti-racist. but they also pick on Neil Young, who calls Southern people racist in his song Southern Man. So it's sort of a proud Southern song. He talks about the swampers out of Muscle Shoals. That's a tough one to say. Famous musicians. Yeah, I mean, Montgomery's got the answer. Yeah, it's a great tune. Hey, Fat Belly, how you doing? What's up, pal? Go ahead, lay it on me, Fat Belly. What is it? Face looks fat, blind in one eye. What is it? What are you going to pick out this week? Didn't trim the stash. It's got whiskey droplets hanging in front of the mouth. Lay it on me, guy. Lay it on me. All right. Here we go. BV. Hey. What up, guy?
I'm all good.
Good. Let me get the headphones here.
I'm getting a feedback. Oh, I was getting a feedback, not anymore.
There you go. Headphones. How do you get away with no headphones?
Just have I've got an omnidirectional microphone, so it only picks it up from like this side.
Right.
And I've got my volume at just an audible level that the microphone doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, it's like a little balance you got going. Cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Lappy. Hi there.
That's
Twins.
a new one.
Yeah, Lappy's new. We don't look like twins. I mean, maybe. Your dark complexion, I definitely look more ginger when I'm next to you. That darkens me up.
Just a little.
Yeah. That freaking 50 watts is a lot. Hey, let's add
I think what they're picking up is our lovely smiles.
There you go. Let's add a less than frequent visitor, but a welcome visitor none the same. Duke, how are you?
Oh, hello.
Hey, Duke.
Does my microphone work?
Sounds great. Very nice.
Cool.
Is that the one on your headphone?
Yeah, I've been messing around with the sound. I also have this extra mic. I was going to show you, but it's stuck in the cables. I've been trying to get. I hope it works. And I have to say, I loved your version of Freebird.
Thank you.
That gave me goosebumps for real.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Need that slide guitar in there to add that haunting little lead. But yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
An easy song, but it goes down.
It gets a lot of crowd. You know, like if someone's doing like they start playing some covers, a lot of crowds shout Freebird to the
it's became that joke kind of thing, but it's still an awesome tune.
It is.
I don't know if you've heard of an artist in America called Stephen Lynch.
Yeah, I love him.
He starts singing some song and then jumping. A guy in crowd goes Freebird and he goes off on a massive rant going fucking Freebird. I fucking hate that song. I'll give you Freebird.
I've seen him in Sweden actually 2 times live.
He's fantastic. I've not seen him live, but he's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let me add a fourth here. Last Dance.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Last Dance.
Hey, Steve. I really enjoy those little songs you do, and
thanks.
Yeah, Sweet Home Alabama is very interesting. Got a very interesting history, as you noted. It was really written in response to that Neil Young song,
right?
And so I say it represents that lost cause philosophy there, and you can really see it in the lyrics, and the lyrics seem strange unless you sort of understand the lost cause, this lost cause point of view. I think one of the strangest lyrics that people don't understand is the one about Watergate. So it says, "Now Watergate does not bother you, does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. So
Right.
So what does that mean? Well, what it means is that he views himself as being not a member of the United States, but he's a member of the South. And Richard Nixon is the president, not of the whole country, but the president of the North. He's the northern president. So Watergate is Neil Young's problem, or our problem, and not his problem. So he asks, does Watergate bother you? You're throwing stones, you're casting stones about us, the South. What about Watergate? Does your conscience bother you?
Now, who was there, Lee, if he was our Grant?
Their guy. The lyric before is, in Birmingham,
governor?
they rock the governor. George
Governor.
Wallace.
George Wallace, right.
Now, so the song isn't explicitly racist, but you can argue that, the beliefs that it's kind of defends are inherently racist.
Wallace was very much anti-segregation. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Right.
He famously stood in the doorway of that school saying, no blacks will pass through.
And that's when they had to bring in the guys with the M14s and the green helmets.
Right. That's right.
Fucking crazy, man.
But it's just such a great song.
Sorry.
I never tire of hearing it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Can I just do a parenthesis here? Because you're talking about Neil Young, right?
Neil
Yes.
Young, yes.
Yeah, and Biscuit, you were talking about Stephen Lynch. Have you heard his latest album? Because he has a song there that's called Omaha, which is great.
Yes, you're on about the Lion album.
No, he's made another one after that, My Old Heart.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah,
Yeah, and that song is also called Omaha, and also Neil Young ripoff
Thank
number
you, Sammy
2.
Cat.
It's really
that's
taken-
the album he sings with that woman, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
I don't remember her name now, but she's a good singer.
yeah. But so I kind of merged the two because it was a Neil Young reference in what I was saying, and also Stephen Lynch.
Hey, real quick, Lappy, can you just put your hand up and wave so I know that it's not a loop? No, Lappy shut off right when I said that. Okay, sorry, Lappy. Lappy O in the private chat.
Lappy Dance.
I don't know. Lappy.
We could merge my name and his username and get a Lappy Dance, but I
All right.
probably don't want a Lappy Dance.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Lappy, the picture just had no movement, so it could have been a loop, and then once I click on it, boom, there's the porn, or whatever. Who knows? So, got to be careful.
If I wasn't so lazy, I would train in front of the mirror to simulate a loop.
Right. I know. I wanted. Yeah. You know what? I wanted to do that as a joke. Like, keep doing this. I can't remember that guy. What was his name there? Irate Prostate. He had a loop of that guy drinking the bottle of soda.
Right.
I catch myself doing that sometimes, like doing that loop. It's relaxing.
Yeah, you've been influenced by Irate Prostate's. What do you call that? An avatar? It's not really an avatar. It's like a
GIF.
It's like a GIF. GIF
A
avatar.
GIF, yeah. Okay, so
Have you seen the Ryan Reynolds copy of your cocktail videos there, Steve?
no, I haven't.
It's supposed to be, he's got the aviation gin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's done an advert, but it's very much in the style of your cocktail videos.
Yeah, I mean, he's better looking with better equipment and better booze. And
he also takes the mess as well as just fuck that. Just get one of these pre-made ones.
Right, that's funny. Ryan Reynolds is like the American actor we're talking about, right?
No, he's Canadian.
He's Canadian. Okay, I got you.
He's the guy who plays Deadpool.
Yeah, I haven't seen any even pseudo modern movies. 20 years it's been for me.
Wow.
I know, but you know, that guy Stanley Tucci started, I think, the major cocktail craze with the Negroni he made for his lady. That became an internet sensation, and that it's kind of the thing with the whole quarantine thing. People just started doing more creative shit at home, I guess, making bagels or making drinks, whatever. I guess it became popular lately. It would have been a smart thing to do a few years ago, you know, probably get lots of views.
Freaking kids doing like testing toys, and they earn like millions of dollars per year. They're
Unwrapping
like
leg
8 years old.
unwrapping Legos and putting together and stuff. It's unwrapping videos. There's a kid who was getting 100 million views per video. It's unreal, man.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. And the girl who made the slime, she got a huge deal with Walmart. A lot of money there.
And people just eating dinner.
Yeah.
It's apparently a huge thing.
Yeah, there's the feature man, the old guy from Florida who puts together like super cheap discount meals, and he gets like millions of views. I watch him. I don't know why, but it's entertaining, you know. Yeah, she made it. Those were good bagels. It was a good run we had there. Welsh cake. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
All right, stop that, gorgeous George.
That Ben Stiller avatar that Smokesteve wife has.
Yes.
What movie is that from? Is it from Dodgeball?
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, that's right.
Hilarious movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
That's probably the scene where he's ordering the whatever, I think it's like a rum and coke, and he's like, do it. And the waitress is like, okay. And then Owen Wilson, it's Owen Wilson, right? Yeah. His character's like, yeah, do it. He tries copying him. You have to see it. It's a great scene. I wish I could screen share that, but probably get shut down. Somebody's feeding back slightly. Anyone catching that?
No, I'm not.
No.
Pause, mute.
Hello. Yeah, that might have been it.
I'll just turn my volume down a bit.
It shouldn't be me, because it shouldn't be anyone with earphones, I think.
That would be, unless you had them like pinned at like Spinal Tap 11, you know, fucking blowing your ears out to get to the microphone. That'd be.
I may have a little bit of a problem with Guinness. I've concentrated the alcohol in it a little by over freezing it.
Oh, that reminds me.
Interesting.
Don't have my Guinness. Be right back.
Sure.
I got my daughter to put cans in the freezer when she left one in the freezer and didn't take it out.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone a bit slushy.
That's fine. That works. What are you drinking, Duke? Soda?
Well, I've been drinking a lot of red wine today. But, I don't know if I should drink so much more. I don't really need it. It's just going to add to the hangover.
What, French? Spanish? What do you got for the wine?
I mean, this is kind of cheap shit. What I prefer is Rioja.
Sure, Spanish.
Red wine.
Yeah.
And specifically Faustino 1 or Faustino. I don't know how to pronounce it. But
nice dark, rich red wine, like on the level of a Cabernet style.
I mean, I think all the Riojas goes very well to like meat, spicy, or like barbecue meat. And that's the kind of red wine I like, even if that's not what I'm eating to it.
Yep. You don't do the white?
No, I don't like white wine.
Never, huh?
No, I can do it if I just want to bust from it.
I used when I was drinking wine about 6 or 7 years ago. I used to only drink dessert wines,
Like ice wine.
like just intensely over sugared wine,
Sure.
or like really
Still
fruity
here.
wine.
I'm gonna put the camera back on soonish, but I'm here in mic for just a minute.
Not sure what he said.
Hey, you want to switch topics? Cup of Tea brought up an amazing story. Did you? And you would probably have heard about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
the guy who
It's right off
What-
Provincetown.
Yeah, was he was diving for
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He's
oysters?
Whatever a commercial lobster diver is,
Diver,
that's
yeah.
what he was. I mean, usually you have traps that you pull up over the side of a boat with a winch, but he was down there diving. Maybe he was.
Basically hand picking the best lobster, basically.
Yeah, that's possibly doing something illegal.
No, he was legal. He was licensed. He could do that.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Well,
I
there's
mean,
limits,
it's got to be more environmentally friendly than trawling for lobster, hasn't it?
Well, they don't troll, but I know guys who have 500 or 1,000 traps. They work, each one of those can catch 5 or 10 at 3 days. So just do the math. That's a lot of lobster.
Anyway, he was in his scuba. He had scuba gear on, and he was apparently sucked in by a humpback whale.
Humpback whale, yeah.
And was inside the whale's mouth. It was biblical.
Yeah, he thought
he's being gummed by a whale like Captain Nemo.
Mm-hmm. He thought it was a great white shark for a split second, and then he realized that he was actually completely in its mouth. So that was actually impossible. So he probably would have been toast if it was a shark. So
right.
He's alive. So good enough.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of sharks out in that area, like big great whites.
And by the sounds of it, the whale really didn't want him in his mouth with it thrashing its head to get him out.
No.
Yeah,
I guess humpbacks are a baleen whale, right? Or do they have teeth?
I don't think they have teeth.
They're not like the sperm whale.
They eat krill, don't they?
They eat very, very small creatures. I'm not sure if it's just krill or
right. Small thing. They're filter feeder is what
exactly.
Yep.
So I'm sure that guy was
small creatures can feed such a large thing.
Yeah, 50 tons.
But doesn't they have like that filter thingy in their mouth?
Yeah, it's like
how the hell did he get into the mouth?
I think what
the
they
mouth
do
opens
is
wide, and then they close it, and then the water comes out through the filters.
Through the baleen or whatever that they call it.
It's a filter out. So the food that they suck in stays inside their mouth.
Right.
The filter traps it.
That makes a lot more sense.
And then the whale probably said, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, they don't have gills, so he wouldn't get confused. They can't inhale the water or they'll drown. So the only place for it to come out is essentially the mouth or the blowhole. But I don't know exactly what's going on with the blowhole.
I don't think the blowhole is big enough for a person to fit through.
Definitely not. But yeah, crazy story, man. Lucky to be alive, that guy.
Now, I do reserve some doubt that the story might be entirely fabricated.
Yeah.
Do you think he just had a bad accident diving and didn't want people to think it was a lame diving accident?
I mean, I think it's probably true, but there's just a little bit of, just a little bit of skepticism there.
Well, I'll tell you, when they got him out of the wheelchair and he got into the car, like at the hospital, there was some news footage. Smokesteve's wife was like, he's smoking a butt. And you could see him ripping a butt at that time. Like, he was definitely like jonesing. He's a sea guy. I'm sure he drinks. So who knows? Could he have been drunk? Could it be a fabrication? I haven't seen anything like that, but yeah.
I don't know that there's any reason that it cannot possibly be true.
Right. Certainly
Would
possible.
have been a good opportunity to have the GoPro on.
I was just thinking that. What we need is a video. That would have been. That's what we needed.
Yeah, seriously. Would have been insane.
Yeah, I went scuba diving during my younger years. Well, I was my later teenage years, and when we was in Cyprus on holiday, we went scuba diving to what's it called, a wreckage, like a sunken ship. And it was a guided tour, but we didn't have GoPros back then. It would have been really cool to have that
Mm.
footage.
Plus, all the topless women on the beaches, you just don't turn it off.
Always have to go to the pervy stuff, huh?
Sorry, I mean Cyprus, right?
Yeah.
Must have been awesome.
Yeah, it was great because here in Sweden, you only can see like 2 or 3 meters. Uh, then it gets to like murky, grayish underwater.
Mm.
But over there, it's like you can see. Actually, that was one of the things when I was going down. You empty the air and so you get lower. And I was looking down on the ship, and I didn't see any really difference. And then I looked up and saw that, damn, I was going down.
Huh.
I just didn't realize it because the water was so damn clear and it was so deep.
Did you have a weights on?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is kind of trippy when you can't really see the water. You really feel like you're just floating there. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's cool, man. Yeah.
Scuba diving, it is pretty damn awesome.
Now, was it scuba or the thing when you actually had it on your back,
Yeah,
but you weren't certified?
yeah, I am.
Oh, you are. I see.
Yeah,
Cool.
what's it called? Paddy. It's PADI.
Got you.
Yeah.
You get certified in a pool, right? And then you do a dive or two, like to get the full certification or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, exactly. We did a course in a pool and a lot of theory, and then we had like I think it was 2 days out in a lake to get the.
You don't have to have a medical as well.
I don't remember. I was like 19, and that's a long time ago. But yeah, you probably can't.
I would
have
imagine being if you were asthmatic, that might be a problem. Scuba diving.
Yeah, but I think it's like you have to cross it on a paper. I don't think they check anything. It's like you don't have any problems with this. Yeah,
Right.
check.
Right. Yeah.
So then, if you die during the course, they can say, "Well, he lied about that." So.
Of course, it's all liability. Now, did you find it kind of disruptive putting the mask on the first time, trying to breathe with your face covered, or was it natural, easy?
No, it's always like this weird. It was always like this weird moment, the first breath you take underwater.
Yeah, I've never
it doesn't
taken.
feel natural because the brain kind of shuts it off. Like
Right.
when you're underwater, you shouldn't. But that's the same with snorkeling. I find it like the first breath, it's a bit weird, but then when you feel oxygen, then okay, you can just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Does it feel? Is it a positive pressure or is it just a natural, like same as atmospheric pressure?
No. That can be horrible actually, but
Your ears, right?
yeah, and up here, it's like when you get the sinus infection, all those.
Oh, I mean,
areas,
do you know the air going into your lungs? Is it a positive pressure, or is it just a atmospheric pressure?
Does it feel like it's being pushed in?
No. It's like it's like breathing through a snorkel or something, like
Okay.
a hose.
So it's not like a
no
CPAP machine,
pressure,
like it forces into your lungs.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Not like it pushing or anything. But if if you have to when you go up, that's a lot of issues. if you're down like 20 meters, I don't know what's that in yards, but if you're down kind of
60 feet, 65, 70 feet. That's pretty
yeah,
far.
and then you go up, you have to like blow out air because the air compresses when you're down, so it's gonna decompress when you go up. So you can actually, if you hold your breath and go up too fast, you can blow your lungs if you're holding your breath.
Yikes.
So you should just keep like blowing out a little bit of air, and so if the pressure builds up in the lungs, it's gonna go out naturally.
Yeah, and you
that's
have to go slower than the bubbles, right? That's important.
no, not really.
Okay. What about the
then
bends?
you
When does the bends happen?
what?
The bends, isn't that what they call it when you have nitrogen toxicity from going up too quickly or something like that?
Yeah,
nitrogen. Exactly. What is it? I guess it forms bubbles
in your bloodstream. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. But you can do it in like stages. So the safest way to do it, if you have gone up too quickly, if you stay at, I think it's 5 meters, you stay there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and if you haven't been extremely deep, that will that's like the lazy way of, okay, now I'm most likely gonna be safe.
Right.
And
now,
then
I imagine you must feel the weight of the water on your body when you get down to a certain. Do you, or
no,
like
the deepest I've been was 33 meters. I'm gonna check what that is in feet.
That's pretty far,
100 feet. It is pretty.
I mean, even over that, maybe 105.
Yeah, 108. It says here.
I think that's a loop. I've seen you guys before. Yeah, that's a loop. You can wave at the camera if you want. Gray.
Oh.
Oh, wait, that's a loop. Sorry.
What's with all these trials lately?
But okay, last thing about my experience, because I had like a mild cold, and then I went down, so like the snot was getting hard when I was down. So when I was going up, the air in my sinus areas was expanding, so it hurt like hell. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stay down there. So I like went down and then went up again, and then after a while it's like
oh my god,
in my cyclop thingy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few scary videos, diving videos online, and there's one when a woman is with her dive instructor, maybe a couple other people in a crew, and she starts losing it, man. Her regulator's floating like right behind her head, and she's like fucking panicking. Her eyes are wide, and she's like totally just losing it. And the instructor has to get a hold of her and like get it right in her face and like jam his regulator in her mouth and then take breaths. And it's crazy. Like the panic can set in when you're down there, because without that air, you're fucked, you know?
Yeah.
And there's another famous one I've seen where it's actually, it doesn't.
Well, that's what they say. It's like the biggest risk of dying is either you panicking or your pair buddy
right
panicking.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, can you wave? Great. Can you wave your hand? Okay, so it seems like it is a dude here. Hello,
what
Gray.
What the fuck is this bullshit? What the fuck is this bullshit?
God damn it!
Making me wait.
Worse than real. It's Graham.
The years I've put into this shit, you make me wait in the waiting room. How dare you?
I'm kidding around.
How fucking dare you?
Where are you?
I'm just outside in Manchester, so I'm just in the city centre. So there's the Vine and the City Arms.
Very cool. That's pubs.
Awesome.
Are they open?
No, they've just closed. They've just kicked us out. It's my brother's birthday.
But they
Oh,
were.
So I planned on joining my brother for like one drink, and it ended up being, dude, I don't even want to say it on the internet, but things happened.
I think we can detect that it was more than one drink.
A couple drinks.
Yeah, we'll say 2+.
You're still letting Duke Braxy in, are you? That free will denying arsehole. How dare you? Hey.
We're all fleshy robots, and you know it.
Oh, here he is, here he is. He's read a couple of physics papers on free will, and he thinks he knows fucking everything. It's disgusting. Yeah.
I wrote those papers.
Yeah, you wrote those. Of course you did. Of course you did. And what you didn't consider for even one moment was the fact that we're sentient, which is never considered, ever. Oh, no. Because what you do is you convince yourself that the decisions were made a minute ago based on the information there, which is ridiculous.
Was it tonight you found Jesus?
No, let's do it. Let's remove love and thought from everything. Yeah.
Did you find Jesus, or did Jesus find you?
How dare you?
Hey, Graham, what street is that?
I don't know. Let me ask the guy. Guys, what street is this? Do you want to meet someone I met tonight?
Sure.
Apparently they all know him, but hello there.
Everybody knows me.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Right?
How you doing?
I know you. Wait, I know you.
You seem like a very dangerous individual.
Oh, it's me.
But not dangerous to the
Does one of us owe you money?
You're unreliable. Stop touching my phone, man. It's not going to change anything.
I was joking with the George. Hey, George, my name is Ben. What's the problem?
That looks like Barry Pepper.
Hold on a minute. Whoa. I've got to make sure everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Is everything okay? I'm glad you took the time to make that effort today. So, guys, what are you chatting about then, apart from his absolute denial of free will and basic fucking logic?
Speaking of free will, we were talking about Free Willy earlier.
Yeah, well. Hey, what Graham, is that a men only bar? Probably no women invited to that joint, right? Not that
and not that we've ever, but yeah, there are women in it.
Oh, female.
I don't want to make you plot, but these cunts, these absolute cunts, they never stop.
We stop.
Hey guys, that guy. That's the babe.
How you doing?
I don't think you're allowed to say.
So yeah, it's not a man-only bar. Go fuck yourself.
Oh man, this is great. Good times. Yeah,
because I'm scared every woman off that's ever wanted to attend the international pub. Doesn't mean that other pubs are men only.
Graham, is the city abuzz with Joe Biden? Is he all the talk? Like everybody just all Bidened out over there, or what?
Oh, we're just so excited that Joe Biden's in town. We're so excited, honestly. There's no end to our joy that the President of the United States has joined us.
Now, why do people keep saying everywhere I go, fucking your guy Boris Johnson and Donald Trump are like carbon copies of each other physically
they're not. It's not even
policy, but it's a very common thing in the media right now.
Yeah, because the media isn't interested in providing information. The media is interested in getting you to click their website.
Sure.
They're not, dude, have you tried gathering news? Like just straight information.
Yeah.
It is so fucking boring. As much as I get on my high horse about like the way the media's gone, when I try and just digest pure news, just straight, cold, boring information, it kills me. I don't want to live anymore. I'm like, no. Give me something to be angry about.
But
There's a reason it did.
Graham, have you told that female about what you think about the NHS for like 2 hours?
What about the MHS? What the fuck are you talking about?
The
What's
MHS?
NHS. Your
The National Health.
Yeah.
Oh, the
medical
NHS.
health.
Yeah, no, I'll tell her now. Oh, she's going.
Yeah, she.
The NHS is a pile of shit.
Yeah, she's going. I'm not surprised.
It's a scam.
Because
It is a
that's
scam.
how you get the females home. You have to tell them about the NHS.
Hey, speaking of NHS, what do you think of that one who stole that dead man's credit card?
Well, you know that I wouldn't like my issues with the NHS are irrelevant to that. That's a specific person that did a bad thing. That would have happened under any system. You know, if you wanted a healthcare, if we had a healthcare system that I could consent to and wasn't born into like a fucking slave, then that could still have happened. That's still a bad thing. I'm not.
So does the guy who's driving around in a Bugatti and lives in London in the expensive neighborhood, if he's on public health, is he getting the same thing as you, or does he get some kind of an upgraded form of? You know what I'm saying? Or does
wherever I'm going home. The guy in the Bugatti probably gets actual decent healthcare.
Only
The vast
because
majority of the rest of us.
But what I'm saying is, does the wealthy person get better service from the NHS, or is it poor to rich?
What the fuck?
That's complicated. That's complicated.
8 hours about NHS talk to look back on if you want.
do
You brought it up. You brought it up, homeboy.
That's a joke, for fuck's sake.
Let me get my notepad.
I didn't
Yes.
start
Yes.
this rant again.
The capable doctors do go private, yes, and the guy in the Bugatti does get a good service. And the rest of us have to go year after year after year, being referred again and again by our GPs to incompetent arseholes that don't give the slightest fuck about us. Yes. The guy in the Bugatti is going to get looked at.
Yeah.
Well, my operation was supposed to happen last year. I've been told that I have to wait another year for my operation now.
Of course you were. Smokesteve, get a plane to the UK right now and break your arm and just look how amazing it is. If you break your fucking arm, you're going to have the best time ever and you're not going to pay a penny. They're going to put a big, nice, shiny plaster cast on that fucker. But if you have any kind of chronic illness, any kind of pain that is long-lasting, you are fucked.
Right. Plus, cannabis isn't legal, so you can't have one of the best painkillers known to mankind if you have long-term pain.
Yeah, but I also live in a country that also we made slavery illegal in 2010 because we're a free people. If I wanted to light up a joint right now, no one's going to give a shit.
Right, but
Biscuit Bays wants to light up a joint.
You can't go and buy 5, 10, 28 grams at a store illegally.
No, I don't have to buy it from the government. No, you're correct about that.
We don't have to subsidize
and I'm fine with that.
That would be a weird system if it was from the government, but here,
dude,
it's private.
My dealer's got a big old house and he takes care of his kids, and I'm happy with that. That's fine. Let's just leave it as it is.
All right, cool, good.
I don't need Boris Johnson raping my ass every time I want a joint. That's fine.
You don't need it, but you want it. It's a
serious
choice.
Question, a short one. Do
Go
you
on.
also have like a private insurance for private healthcare if you want to? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
but there's no exemption. You can't exempt yourself from the NHS.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
There's no tissue. So the vast majority of European countries do it way better than the UK does. The vast majority, almost every single country in Europe does it better than where we do.
Right.
All right, no worries. I'm gonna have to go, guys. Anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
have a great night, Graham.
Good talking to you.
Congrats to your brother.
Let's hope Biscuit Vapes and me don't get a rare cancer because we'll just be told, sorry, we don't cover that.
Who are these people?
That's it.
Who are you?
What's up,
These are good
buddy?
people, man.
We are YouTube.
I don't know who I am.
People actually, in terms of lively, these guys are fucking legends, man. Ah, lively guys. You all look at the sound okay. I'll give you a pass. No, they're good people. They are good
Thank you.
people. Don't worry about that.
Jump.
But the only reason I'm interrupting is because I want to make sure my older brother gets home safe before I go on to somewhere else, and that takes precedence. So it's been lovely to see you guys. I need to get my brother home. I tell you what,
Nice
I'll
seeing you.
Congrats, man.
I'll phone you back in the taxi and I'll just mute myself and just be like,
All right.
anyway, that's a noble interruption.
Hilarious. The brother sounds cool as shit, man.
Yeah, my brother's awesome, man. Don't worry about that.
I like
It's my
that guy.
birthday party, man. It's his
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy birthday. Very cool.
Happy
Sounds
Why
like
am I
the
going
man.
anywhere until I know my big brother's home safe?
Get him on the pub sometime.
Got a lighter, man. Has anyone got a lighter?
All right. Have the rest of this delicious Manhattan. Oh, yeah.
Am I going on my own? Are you guys going high? Would you want to go Spa, get loads of beer, go to Joe's? Where do you live, man? What's right? Oh, that's not too bad. I'll go with you guys.
It looks like they're going to the late night bottle club and ditching Graham on the taxi. But that's cool. I don't know. They have those in Florida. I know. I've heard of them. They call them bottle clubs. They stay open all hours. You pay an entrance fee and you bring your own bottle and mixers, and they'll provide glasses and ice.
Sorry, are you discussing the few parts of America that are still free? That sounds nice.
Bottle club.
No, in America, the land of the free, you can star in a porno at the age of 18, but you can't buy a beer.
Right. Or they'll also give you an M4 and send you off to war at 18, but you can't buy beer.
Damn right. You're damn right.
What's the legal age to buy a handgun in America?
That'll be 21.
You want someone drunk handling a gun, do you? You fucking idiot.
No. You would never do that. People who pull their firearms out when they're drinking to show them off are just cruising for a bruising or worse.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I'm about 30 minutes away from exactly that.
Right, pulling out the airsoft.
What happened to that 16-year-old, by the way, who killed a few people in self-defense, defending some businesses pretty recently?
Where?
Are you talking about Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
Oh, 16-year-old? Is that what you said?
Yeah, wasn't he 16?
18, I thought.
He was 18.
Yeah.
Okay. But did he go free or what happened?
No, they're holding him, man.
His trial is yet to happen.
Okay.
He's still on trial.
But they're holding him. He's not been given. Oh, wait. He was out, but I think he violated some conditions and they might have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I saw pictures of him out.
Like they got pictures of him at a bar doing certain things, and so
because I don't think they shouldn't be allowed to hold him forever if he's not guilty. What the fuck? They need to.
Well, that's correct.
How long can they hold him before he gets an what's it called? A day in court.
If he cannot make bail, they can hold him.
Well, look at Guantanamo Bay, 20-something years now for some of those guys.
Not there. Yeah, but that's like the loophole.
Right. That is certainly the most extreme of extremes.
Yeah.
So on average, for a major murder trial, when somebody is likely, in the eyes of the law, guilty, they could hold you in jail for better part of over a year, 15 months,
Yeah, now I remember. I've seen some documentaries. Some guy that was I don't remember now what's it called. It's like an island, but on American, close to New York, I think, where they
Rikers Island.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Where some people are like 5 years and they're obviously not guilty.
Are you talking about Meek Mill?
Probably.
I think he was held at Rikers for like an enormously long amount of time, and
Yeah.
the owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, got into like getting him out because I think and there's a lot of guys who are held there for like stealing a backpack for like 11 months before their shit comes up.
Yeah, or like some weed.
Yeah, right. A dime bag on the fucking train. It's crazy, man. Those vice cops in New York, they don't wear anything to identify them as officers, so they'll just fucking snatch your ass right on the train for whatever, you know. It happens a lot, very frequently. Now, knives, I think, similar to like London, there's heavy restriction on carrying of knives in New York City as well. Get arrested for that very quickly.
Don't we have a minimum, not a maximum blade length that you're allowed to carry?
I think so, but I don't know the regulations with regard to fixed blade, but it must be both fixed and folding, I would imagine. Fixed is far more deadly, I would say. Folding is
we're only allowed up to, I think it's a 3-inch blade, and it can't be a locking blade.
But it can be fixed.
No, it can't be a fixed blade. It has to be a loose, like a pen knife that's a loose folded blade.
No liner lock, nothing. You can't lock.
You're not allowed to have a lock now.
Wow, that's crazy. So the thing could just close on your hand.
I think the only exception is a Stanley knife blade that opens up.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that kind of a blade. Oh, you mean like a utility blade?
Yeah.
Right, got you. That makes sense. Those would be dangerous.
Obviously, people need those while they're working, and they'll have a good excuse for having one of those.
Right. Oh, sure. You go through hundreds of those blades a year. No biceps guy. Yeah, no, right. Yeah, that guy got
I might be wrong, but it felt like that incident with the Rittenhouse.
Yes.
Kind of got politically divided. Like
Oh yeah.
Well, to simplify it, oversimplify it, like the conservatives was on his side and the leftists were against him.
Basically, I would agree. Yeah. I mean, personally, my opinion is if you watch the video, he was basically defending himself with an AR-15. So,
yeah, I think a self-defense claim is pretty strong.
Yes. Now, granted, that is an extremely powerful self-defense weapon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but if it's the only weapon he had on him at the time, what can he do?
Yeah, no, I'm not denying that.
The issue is did he seek out confrontation,
right?
Which then required him to defend himself. But I think self-defense is a slam dunk.
He became the target, and other people apparently were beyond foolhardy. They were fucking out of their minds charging a guy with an AR. I mean, what would you be thinking? Like, it's 1 second, and like the joke that George made, his bicep was gone, but that could be your brain if it was a foot in a different direction, you know? So who charges somebody like that? And one of the common arguments I hear is that he shouldn't have been there in the first place. Maybe that's true, but that doesn't justify attacking him.
I agree with that, and I don't want to see people going into tense situations heavily armed.
No,
like that. That's just a recipe for escalating the violence.
Right. The guy
like it happened.
I think, was it the guy who swung the skateboard might have been one of the guys that got killed, or it was right in that moment when one person took a shot to the chest. That's when the guy lost muscle in his arm. That was a fairly intense few seconds there. But people who were all around it didn't even know what was going on. It was just, once he was out of that, he was running away. He ran past the cops. They didn't even know, it was so chaotic. I think the police even gave him a bottle of water, which became a big talking point for the left. Oh, he just killed or shot 3 people and you gave him a bottle of water. What would you do if he was black running down the street with an AR-15? That was a common thing I heard said.
Yeah,
I mean,
all those whataboutisms are always stupid. Just take one incident and make it compare it to something else, and then skew it and distort it.
it's interesting. He's charged with not just with murder, but he's charged with a gun violation. And I actually read the laws in Wisconsin for this particular gun violation, and I think the law says that he was allowed to have the gun. It's a very poorly written law. If you look at the context, it was clearly written to be in the context of hunters, children who are hunters, minors who are hunting, and they could legally carry a gun. But the way the law was written, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure that he's protected from that charge because the law says that he could.
Right.
But he is that is a charge that's still on him, I believe.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Because of the climate of things right now, he could get the shit end of the stick, as they say, because of timing, literally timing, time and place, and time of the country, the volatile aspect of everything that's going on right now.
Yep. I would hate to be betting on which way the verdict would go for the murder charge.
Sure. Now, was anybody here surprised or have any particular opinion about the Derek Chauvin conviction?
No, I think that was inevitable, especially when he did not testify in his own defense.
I don't think he had much of a case, to be fair. I mean, how many people can get away with a crime when they had 12 cameras pointed at them while they was committing the act?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a huge difference, and that we do have cameras everywhere nowadays.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think anyone is surprised that cops kill people accidentally or by the use of overly excessive force.
Right.
That's probably been going on for at least 50 years. But now they have cameras.
I mean, he might have got away with it if he got off him when his fellow officer says he's unresponsive. And he still stayed on the neck for a further, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes until the paramedics came.
I think the video is what makes the conviction. Otherwise, you have all this conflicting testimony. I hate to be a jury and try and form a picture of what happened based on all this conflicting testimony. But with the video, it's clear that this video shows.
It is.
Yeah, and it's become obviously like a symbol, this case is gonna set the precedence somehow.
I think the only evidence that was against Floyd was the fact that he may have taken drugs that could have exasperated his position.
Yeah, they could have worsened. They could have worsened his general state of health also very quickly. But truth be told, the guy would probably be walking around if he didn't get knelt on for that amount of time.
Oh yeah, I think that's the thing.
But it could be said that somebody who had not been under that influence may have survived that long.
Yeah,
May
and
have.
very, very unpopular opinion if I was running for governor or something, but I don't care. I'm not gonna run for governor. Is that they and I'm gonna say it because he was black and it was a white cop, even if the other cops were actually kind of diverse. But
Oh,
this
there
was
were.
like a white
One
cop
one was
against
one was
a black man.
Chinese or Korean.
Yeah, I think they kind of tried to make him look better, Floyd, than he actually was. If it would have been a white guy, still same verdict probably, but I don't think they would have tried to wash his record as clean or make
Sure.
him out to some kind of a hero, which is clearly not.
Well, I
I
don't know if
mean,
it,
I heard something about him holding a woman at gunpoint,
Yeah, exactly.
pregnant
I
woman.
heard also a lot
a
of
Yeah,
pregnant
that.
woman.
he
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
he was
held
a
the gun to her belly.
he was a
yeah,
convicted felon. He
Mhm.
did
and
he
it kind
did
of
hard
fit.
time.
And
Hard
they
time.
wanted a story with this really innocent guy just was slaughtered by this police, and that wasn't really the case. I mean,
But
they
that wasn't
didn't
what
have
happened
to
in
do
the
that.
courtroom. That was a media narrative.
Yeah, exactly. But in the courtroom, they're smarter than that. They're gonna
Right.
give all the dirt on him just to get it
but
out.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what crimes you've committed.
Yeah.
Even if you was a rapist, a pedophile, or whatever you were in the past, it doesn't excuse the person.
No. If you're a
The,
pedophile, it does excuse it.
no,
You're
no.
right,
What I'm saying is,
motherfuckers.
yeah,
If you're a
the guy.
pedophile and I'm on that jury, I don't know.
Hold on,
Fuck it, I don't care.
give me 1 second. It doesn't excuse the person who's committed the murder.
No, exactly. But I said that I don't
Yeah.
think
It's the guy who, if he was a pedophile, then yeah, sure, he deserves
Yeah, but if it was
retribution and
like the
all.
father, if it was the father of the victim and he did it, I'd be like, no way he should get jail time.
Well, yeah, that's a totally different thing. If I found out someone did something like that to my daughter, I would probably kill him as well. I mean,
Right.
I went a bit apeshit yesterday because the kids were abusing my daughter's trust by basically taking the piss out of all of her garden stuff. She's got like a swing and a trampoline. My daughter was up in her bedroom, and the kids thought they'd take it upon themselves to damage and do whatever they wanted to her garden, play stuff.
Who are these fucking kids and what's
Just some fucking
take care of them?
pikey. I banned the kids from ever coming back in the garden.
Lifetime ban?
Lifetime ban.
Damn, wow. Look at you dropping the thunder. Woo!
But I think I read about a completely different case. Yes, but as you were talking about, like there was like a pedophile or some guy that molested or sexually.
Yeah, the airport,
abused.
the guy who's on the phone, right?
No, I don't know. I only read the headline, but the father killed him.
It's an awesome video. Oh, so good.
Okay.
The detectives or I don't know FBI agents are walking the guy past a phone bank. It's like the 80s in an airport.
Yeah.
And the guy is faking on the phone, and he's got like a 38, and he hangs up the phone and turns around.
I've seen that.
It shoots the guy right through like the back right corner of the head. And
But that's an old incident. I'm
The-
talking about
the cop is like, I think the cop says the guy's name like Leonard, no, or something.
Yeah.
And the fucking dude's like,
I think I remember the last name. I think it's Pluchet. That was the name of
all right.
It's like some Cajun name.
So the guy got a year in jail for an illegal possession of an illegal firearm, and that was all he was convicted for shooting that man through the head.
Well, he was acquitted on the murder charge.
That's what I mean. He was only found guilty of just illegal gun.
Yep.
Amazing. Yeah, that's how it should be.
But I think I saw that it was an awesome speech in like a TV show or a movie because it was a take on something real, but they fictionalized it. and it was like a politician, and they asked him, "Well, what if someone killed your wife and daughter?" Because he was against the capital punishment. And then his answer was that, "Well, I would look them up, the murderer, and kill him, but I want the system to be stronger than me as an individual. I want the system to be more sane than what an individual can be in that position."
That's outright crazy.
What?
I think
You
that's
don't agree?
no. I think in certain acts, a person should be put to death. Yeah, I mean, I am for.
But don't you think in some circumstances death's too good?
Nope.
Death is instant. They get instant relief.
Well,
I don't know,
if they rot in jail and they have no chance of getting out,
I'll be right back.
in solitary or in being tortured or whatever, they can suffer for the rest of their life.
I don't know. It's a natural human I don't know how to say it. A natural human thing to want to stay alive, to live your life. As shitty as it is to stay alive to the end and die naturally is a comforting thing for a human being.
yeah.
Now, if you're told that you're going to be killed by the state at a certain time, not quite sure when it's going to be, but we know we're going to kill you. That terror of having to live with that for 10, 15, 20 years, that's going to fuck you up, dude.
I agree with that. If the death penalty is like, you're going to die, but we're not going to tell you when. Now that, yeah, definitely.
Well,
it could be 7 to 21 years, but we're going to get your ass and it's going to be dead.
But I think that the best argument against death penalty, and I think there are several more, but the best argument is that it has been proven a number of times that they were killing innocent people that were proven innocent after they were put to death.
I think, isn't that why you wait 7 to 20 years, though?
Yeah, but still.
No, you're right.
With the laws and the regulations in America, they have proven a pretty significant number.
I believe it's it's well into the hundreds of innocent people who've been
exactly.
Yeah,
and one would be enough, but it's in the hundreds, as you say,
right,
of innocent people wrongfully put to death by the state.
Now,
it's very easy to accuse somebody of anything, but it's very difficult to prove your innocence sometimes.
Now, many of those people, let's not kid here, this is an antiquated list. It's not modern. Like, the more modern you get, the higher a percentage of guilty people are actually guilty through science, investigation, detective work. In the old days, a lot of innocent people were put to death. I think that is cut back quite significantly. But like you said, Duke, you could theorize that even one is too many. That is bullshit for an innocent man to go down for someone else's crime, you know?
But, yeah, because there's no going back. You can't take it back after you're dead.
Right.
And of course, it's not fun to be 20 years in prison for something you're completely innocent. But then at least you can compensate him a little bit.
Yeah, that happened here in this state not long ago. It was about 20 years, and the guy got, I believe, $50,000 per year. So he got about $1 million for the wrongful conviction. Not quite enough.
No, that might make up for lost income, but it doesn't make up for 20 years of your life being stolen.
Exactly. But yeah, I hear you, Duke. That if any reason would be that I would say against it, it would be that one, the innocence level. What are they? The Innocence Project or whatever. That type of person that the ones that weren't guilty or killed. That's a tough one.
But
But
to
I-
be honest, that's one of the hardest questions for me. I'm leaning towards, I'm against the death penalty, but it's not solid, and I'm kind of swinging back and forth on that one.
All right. Well,
Most of the other stuff when it comes to morality and principles, I have sorted out. That one is, I'm still not certain.
Here's another question: do you think they have the priorities wrong with who they send to the death chamber or the death penalty?
Who? Like,
How do
Well,
you mean?
they don't have a single pedophile that's ever been put to death, have we?
Oh, you mean what kind of crimes that
Yeah.
constitute the death
yeah,
penalty?
rape used to be, at least in some states, a death penalty offense. You could get as high as death for that. I don't think that's true anymore. Anywhere.
To be serious there for a moment, that also I think have to do with the credibility in the sentencing issue, because I think
You mean the provability of it?
yeah, exactly, the provability. Because if the probability, if you lower the degree, which maybe you should for rape cases, then you can't have too tough sentencing, because you kind of know that some people are going to be innocent, and you have to like find a balance where
I mean, if you've got a disgruntled ex-girlfriend, she
yeah,
could,
exactly,
she
Yeah.
could
exactly.
accuse you
That would be an
instantly, and
example. Yeah.
you're done.
So
Your
on
life is ruined from that
yeah.
moment on because you've then labelled as a rapist.
Yeah, but on one side, that's true. On the other side, nobody's gonna be convicted
Yeah.
because everyone's gonna deny it.
What
And
we need to do is improve the way we prove the
yeah,
the,
but
the
when it
crime.
comes to rape, it's always gonna be difficult, because what's consent, and how often do you sign a contract
Yeah.
before you have sex? It's like
I mean, consent can be revoked during sex, can't it?
yeah, exactly.
I think
How long time do I have to pull out?
you're talking about date rape, where it's very hard to detect the difference. If somebody breaks into a woman's house and rapes her, I don't think claiming that she consented is going to fly with a jury, nor should it.
No,
Yeah, but
absolutely.
you could be having sex with a partner, and then they say, "Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore," and then they
Absolutely,
carry on.
but the laws
That's
has
rape.
to be written so they take that into consideration. And the laws are really outdated. I mean, what the fuck? They really need to break those down into different kind of crimes. If someone jumps you on the street and rapes you, it's different from if you follow someone home and then you have sex, and then you say afterwards that, but I said I didn't want to. I mean, it's still horrible things, but they are different and should be treated different, in my opinion. That way, you could also give harder punishments to the obvious cases.
right, like castration.
Yeah, or yeah, like, at least chemical castration.
Yeah,
And I
fuck.
think that should be an option, actually, to get the reduced prison sentence.
Oh, interest for the perp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an interesting concept. I
Yeah.
don't like. I actually would prefer permanent castration because chemical,
via violent means, last dance.
I mean, well, chemical is basically you get out and then you stop taking the chemical and you.
Yeah, but I'm talking about rusty blades here.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, we're gonna start losing. Numbers are gonna be going down here shortly, fellas. Rainbows and lollipops and.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Disney. What's your favorite ride?
Yeah, exactly.
I've never been.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know, dude. Way too much dough nowadays.
Yeah, I heard something
Oh.
that pissed me off about Mini Pig. That's the American name, right? She's
Mini
called-
pig?
No, Mini Mouse.
Minnie Mouse.
Minnie
Yeah,
Mouse.
that sounds better.
Yeah, okay. I'll buy that.
Mickey Mouse in Swedish is called Musse Pig with
Oh.
2 G's. It's really weird because that's not.
What's the literal translation?
No, there is none. It's just a name.
It's a name.
Because
Okay.
they translated it back in like the 50s.
Yeah.
So they just made up names for it. It's really different now. But anyway, Minnie Mouse, she has a cat now as a pet cat. And how the hell can a mouse? I mean,
Yeah, but we're talking anthropomorphic. Go on, I can't even say the word.
Anthropomorphized.
Anthropomorphized mouse that's human-sized can also have a cat.
Right. Or applying human characteristics to animals.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
basically a humanized mouse that's like human-sized with a mouse head.
That sounds like a furry.
Pretty much. That's what it is, isn't it? Minnie Mouse is a furry.
No, it's a reverse furry. It's a humie. It's like because they're already so they're acting like humans, kind of. They're reversing towards.
But maybe Minnie Mouse is just a furry in cartoon form.
No, I like Steve's where he's going. It's a mouse acting like a human.
Right.
And
if you remember,
like a fetish for the mouse.
Right.
Pretending to be
they're humies. They're humies instead of furries.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with the furries until I learned that the gender thing, like they don't disclose the gender. They're like, it's like they're a genderless thing when they're inside the fursuits. It's like, oh no.
I almost asked if they have like a cross on their backs. Furries.
Let me ask you this. You guys remember Goofy, right? Goofy could talk. Goofy did the hilarious ski one, and I think he did a track and field one and the weightlifting. Now, why could Goofy talk and do all these amazing activities, yet there was another dog, Pluto, who just fucking jumped around on everybody like a big fucking idiot? Like, why was Goofy so smart, but yet Pluto, same species, just different canine?
Different universe.
No, Pluto suffered from...
it's just one of those mysteries.
Down syndrome.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I'm going to get banned.
Oh, man, we're going to get in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Pluto was just a big, dumb dog, and I guess Goofy was the smartest dog ever, apparently.
But he was still a bit goofy, wasn't he? A bit dumb.
He was. I mean, he skied down the mountain backwards. Great scene. Loved it.
Do you remember the duck character? I think it was a cousin that was really lucky all the time.
What was his name?
A cousin to Donald Duck.
Cousin. Okay, yeah.
Always lucky. I really enjoyed that character because he was kind of arrogant and everything went his way.
Sure.
And he was.
You mean Scrooge McDuck?
No. And also of the villains, I like. He was called the Plump in Sweden. I don't know. It was just like a black, almost like an ink blot, doing crimes in that universe. Well, he was a character when I was a teenager.
I remember Count Duckula.
Oh, it was Cousin Gus.
No.
No? Cousin Gus?
That looks suspiciously more like the chicken.
Cousin Gus?
What was the rooster's name?
The gluttonous cousin. He ate a lot. That's not the one you're thinking of?
I think it's called Gladstone Gander.
Gladstone Gander? I don't know who the fuck that is, bro.
Never heard of that. Gander is a goose, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What is?
You don't know your Disney?
Was this guy?
They're not even. That's not even
Yeah.
Disney. That's Warner Brothers, not Disney.
That's a
No,
fancy
that
dude.
has to be Disney.
Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Wile E. Coyote.
What?
They're all Warner Brothers.
That's right.
Gladstone Gander.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah, like I told you.
I
like
know
an
these
arrogant.
things. I have Wile E. Coyote,
Wait,
Roadrunner.
he's kind of
Tag.
androgynous, actually, dressing up sort of girly in that one, the Gander.
That's hot.
I've got Wile E.
With the
Coyote,
cane, too.
Roadrunner,
It looks a little
Tag,
older.
and Bugs.
Yeah, that is great. Gladstone Gander.
Well, it looks like gorgeous George Begonia is going crazy over there.
That's all right. I think we might have set him off a little with our talk of earlier of Mr.
Yeah.
Floyd. So
Yeah, that's a bone of contention with him.
yeah, usually we don't talk about it when he's around because we
Right.
know it's not good.
No.
What did you say?
That was the
You don't
chicken
talk
cup of
about-
tea. Foghorn Leghorn, thank you.
Foghorn Leghorn was famous about saying things like, "Oh, that biscuit vapes. Well, that boy's about as sharp as a pound of wet liver."
I say biscuit vapes. I say, what are you doing, young man?
That last dance. Well, that boy's about as sharp as a bowling ball.
I have to
Well, go on,
tell
Leo.
you about the like the ink the villain. He's actually called the Phantom Blot in English.
The Phantom Blot?
Yes. You should, Steve, come on, look him up too.
Phantom
you
Blot.
did.
All right.
Phantom
Let's do
Blot.
it. Phantom Blot.
And it looks like an ink blot, like I said.
Last time I did this, I was like holding up pictures of Merkel, Angela Merkel dancing in a bikini. That was disturbing, man. Woo! All right, what was his name? Inkblot?
No,
The Phantom Blot.
Blot.
Super Ted and Banana Man was my childhood cartoons.
Oh, you're right. It's kind of a ghost, but in a black
Yeah,
shape.
exactly. He was a character.
I have never seen that before in my life.
It's a reverse ghost. I don't know.
Right.
Too long? Could it be bad?
It's like
Oh,
instead
the
of
Martian
Casper,
guy,
the
that
friendly ghost.
was that Bob or something?
Banana Man. Larry the Creature is all over the Banana Man.
Yeah, Banana Man's awesome.
Larry and the Creature. Heckle and Jekyll. I remember Heckle and Jekyll. Were those the crows? Right? The crows were Heckle and Jekyll.
I don't remember Heckle Jekyll.
I think they were the crows.
What they're the crows from Dumbo?
No, there was two crows that would just fuck with each other and like build traps, try to kill the other crow, and all kinds of weird shit like that. Hey, dude, you gonna make any more videos ever, guy?
Where am I gonna post them?
On alt feed, bro. It's blowing up right now. I could get you video posting ability. I can get you that. I can do that.
It's an elite privilege.
What is even alt feed? Because Lilac turned into the fix item thingy.
Yes, right? Yes.
So alt
item
feed
fixed.
Is that YouTube?
Altfeed is another site, altfeed.org.
It's its own site.
Its own site.
Hayden started it.
It's cool. It's a media site where it's for people to post opinions and so forth. He doesn't want.
That's really cool, actually. Is
it
good?
Yeah, I've written one article. Last Dance. You've written one article or a couple? I'm not
sure. A couple, maybe. Yeah, 2 or 3 maybe.
I've written a bio.
Biscuit wrote a bio. We're all on there, bro.
Cypher This has written several articles.
Cypher has written some cool ones. Like one he wrote about was about a management thing, and another was identifying like good people or identifying worthy people. It was cool. It was just, I mean, what the fuck? You need something to read for 5 minutes at work or just hanging out probably like Last Dance by the pool, hanging out, relaxing
You mean
on the
if it was-
veranda. No, I'm just saying, I don't know, whoever, anybody.
Last Dance? Do you hang out by the pool too?
I don't have a pool.
No.
I was looking at
Okay.
pools the other day.
Sorry to just get distracted and
It's all right.
sidetracked.
I had one downfall when I was looking at those pools like what Smokesteve and Aphid's got. The ladders don't support my weight.
Yeah, mine is sketchy, dude. I'm like 230, 240.
I was scouring the internet for like wooden ones that take up to like 50 stone or whatever, but they're so expensive.
Yeah. I mean,
Make-
I gotta tell
make
you,
your
my
own.
pool is leaning. It doesn't look great. If it makes it through the summer, it'll be a fucking miracle. I'll tell you that
They're
much.
supposed to last 10 to 15 years, aren't they?
Yes, they're supposed to if it's level.
It's level, right?
Yeah, I mean, I weigh a ton these days too, but I don't weigh much in the water. But getting up, that's like added.
How about that?
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how tall are you, Duke?
I was 6 foot.
Thank you, Lessons for
I-
Life.
but
Oh, wow.
I'm
Lessons for
shorter-
life. Thanks,
I'm
buddy.
shorter after breaking my back a few times.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
don't recommend it.
What are you about,
Damn it, that hurt.
5'10"?
No,
Yeah.
I don't even know but I'm like 190 centimeters now. What is
How
it?
many hands are you? 17
Yeah, you
hands?
stupid Americans with it. You measure people walking over them and see how many feet you get.
How
in.
many thumbs? 31 thumbs?
I always wondered what is the hand measurement? It can't be.
No,
Everyone's hands are different sizes, so
I'm a bit more than
whose hand are we measuring?
Wow.
I'm 6.23 feet now.
That's like
6.2.
6'3". Then.
About
Yeah,
6'3", yeah.
I'm a pretty.
I'm
huge
5'10".
guy.
I'm an average person.
I mean, I know I'm tall in that everyone I meet is like. I don't know how tall they are. I just know they're smaller than me, and that's
Very
still true.
Yeah, some of those old videos you used to make on the website, which doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, were pretty cool, man.
I always thought Duke was a shorter person, not a taller person.
I always
But
thought
I
he
think-
was 6'3" was been my guess.
I think my estimates are just from how low his camera, like where his camera points all the time.
Well, based
Well,
on that, I would
yeah.
guess he's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, no.
I
but
was
it's
guessing
really true.
5'6" or something like that.
No, but it's really true. It's really interesting. I find it. It's like all the Sylvester Stallone and even the Arnold Schwarzenegger. I could like tap Arnold Schwarzenegger on the head like this.
Yeah, he was
Then the next
6'1".
Yeah, but looking at the movies, they always had the camera low for both Sylvester Stallone and him.
Yeah, big difference, though. Sylvester was like 5'7". Arnold
Yeah,
was
that's-
6'1". Arnold was an imposing character.
Yeah, but he has shrunken with old age, as
Yeah,
we all do.
probably.
But anyway, like Sylvester Stallone is a better example. Like they kept the camera low all the time, and for me, I hold my camera where I have my eyes, so probably it looks like I'm the same height as whoever is watching,
Right.
because they relate to where their eyes would have been. So yeah, I don't know.
Tom Cruise is also very short. Very
Yeah,
short
yeah.
He's
character.
like 5'7" or something like that.
Yep,
Is
he is.
hilariously short, and they've made fun of him in like every TV show.
Yeah. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He's probably 5'6". Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, but I can't dislike that guy. I really like Mark Wahlberg.
It is such a good vibration, such a
No,
sweet
I
sensation.
don't talk about his fucking music. I talk
Horrible.
Yeah, but he was in that movie with Will Ferrell. Actually, a few, but the other guys,
Yeah, the other guys is good.
and it was
And what's that one where he's like the stepfather?
yeah, that's
And the one
kind
with
of
the fucking
okay.
bear, right? The
Yeah,
fucking teddy
Ted
bear.
movies.
Yeah.
I just like him.
I
He
mean,
seems to be able to make fun of himself. I
yeah,
don't
and
know.
he was the well hung dude in Boogie Nights, which was a great
Yeah,
movie. He's been in
yeah,
great
I
movies, man.
love Boogie Nights.
Boogie
I'm not.
Nights was killer.
I
Yeah,
think my
I'm not.
favorite Mark Wahlberg film is Ted.
Teddy,
Yeah,
yeah, Ted was awesome,
I
hilarious.
love that movie and the sequel, Ted 2.
Ted 2 wasn't as good, but it had its
No,
moments. But
if you drink a few beers and watch any of the Ted movies, they're
What's
all
it Ted 2 about? What's his face now? The guy who did He-Man, was it He-Man?
yeah. Mao. Or
he
no,
drank two
Dr.
beers. I'll be right back.
Ming was the bad guy.
Emperor Ming, yeah.
Ming the Merciless.
Death to Ming. Yeah. No.
Death to Ming.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was oh come on, what was it now? It was oh fuck. Queen did the song for the film.
Yeah. Yeah, for they actually made it for He-Man.
It wasn't He-Man, it was something else. It was
the Master of the Universe or whatever.
it was similar to that, but it wasn't He-Man. It was a film about the American football star that went to space and stuff. I forgot his name and had become like a super strong superhero kind of person. And then it had Brian Blessed riding.
John Glenn, Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong.
No, not real spacemen.
Oh, all right.
It's been suggested that it's Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon,
Yeah,
that's what.
Flash Gordon. Yeah,
Gordon live.
You're talking about the wrong cartoon here.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Flash
give that to
Gordon.
maybe Blind Fury on that one.
He got in first. He buzzed in first.
Yeah, Blind Fury gets.
That would have done my head in all night. That.
I feel stupid now because I usually know this stuff like autistic tweet.
Because it had the actual actor in Ted, didn't it?
1 point, Blind
Yeah.
Fury.
Because we were watching a movie today, and then I saw like this really unknown actor, but it's in some big movies like Carrie Elves.
Yeah,
And
Cary Elwes. He was in the Princess Bride. He was awesome. Great.
He was in Men in Tights and the first Saw, and the movie we watched, the Unholy, which was a horrible movie. Don't watch it. With the whatever, the Watchmen guy, the comedian. What's it called? He has 3 names. Like
The Night Watchman?
Dean something Morgan, I think.
Dean Stanley.
No. No, haven't you seen the movie?
Stanley Morgan?
Haven't you seen the movie Watchmen? Based on the Alan Moore comic from the 80s? Or graphic novel?
No. No.
I've seen Watchmen.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That was the name of that. Well anyway, I just and I get so
Harry Dean
frustrated
Stanton?
when I recognize an actor and I can't name them. I get so frustrated. I guess that's pretty common. Am I just rambling now and making no sense? at
No,
all?
I forgot. I should have used my notepad. I forgot the thing we were talking about before you rambled. So now I'm screwed. I'm just floating out here in the ether.
Yeah.
No such thing as the ether. The ether is alive.
At least Cup of Tea have read the Watchmen. If you're gonna read any graphic novel, you should read that one.
I'm still working on The Lord of the Rings.
That's not a graphic novel, I hope.
No, it's-
Graphic novels are like comics, but novelly.
right. Yeah, I know what they are. I had a Batman graphic novel. set.
I've read the first the first book of The Walking Dead graphic novel.
I don't like him. What's it called? Robert Kirkman, the guy who
Yeah.
writes them. He's like a 14-year-old kid, man.
It was a difficult read being black and white.
Yeah, but it's like it makes no moral sense. The good guys are actually not good at all, and then they
Well, isn't that the point, that nobody's good and bad in the world?
No, they pretend it is, and then I have like 2 episodes just trying to justify what they did
Yeah.
and trying to make the character likable again. And like, yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in that too, playing Negan. Like, they kill all his henchmen, and they were like just soldiers forced to help him, but then they don't kill him for no other reason than his great character, and they want him to be on the make show pop.
It's a redemption story, though, isn't it?
No, it's just shit writing. I still watch it from time to time. I watch like 5 seasons, then I.
Do you not think the opening episode for the whole thing was good?
The first 2 seasons I really liked. Actually, yeah.
So Mr. Sumtosser says Liberace was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Liberace was, I won't say it.
I know it was written really early, though, wasn't it? Like 1950s or something.
What? The Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah.
Was it 30s? Wow.
Wasn't it? Duke, you're the man.
No, I don't. Really bad at years. But I know when I was like 11, 12, my older brother and my father talked about Lord of the Rings, and I wanted to read it, and I said, no, start with The Hobbit. So
54.
So I read The Hobbit.
Yeah, 50s. Oh, all right.
Have you read The Hobbit?
Yeah, that was the first one I read.
Yeah, same here.
That's what made me want more, because that was so cool.
And I think if I didn't read that first, I wouldn't have gotten through The Lord of the Rings, because it's like 250 pages before they even get from the fucking Shire. It's like 250 pages of the birthday party.
Yeah, but when they are hiding beside the road, and he paints the picture of how they're hiding, maybe behind a tree, and they can smell and hear the horses, and those are the Black Riders, I think, right? The ring wraiths. Is that what they're called, right? No, wait,
Yeah.
is that? Yeah. That part, like, I was like, oh man, this is amazing. Like, holy shit, it's getting real. Like, they were that close to death right there, hiding beside the road. And I could visualize it when I read it as a teen. And that was just like all it took for me. That once I pictured that in my brain, I was like, this is going to be a really good book. I could just tell by the way he described things that it worked for my brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it was really testing my patience. I had just learned to read. I was 20 years old.
Wow.
I had just learned how to talk. Okay, I'm exaggerating.
All right. Yeah, I just really thought it was a well put together set of books.
Yeah, I'm not complaining, but it is a slow start.
Yes.
It's on my list of books to read.
I like descriptive stuff. I like to be able to visualize when I'm reading what I'm reading about, the places.
Say what you want about J.K. Rowling, but her books are quite good. The Harry Potter books to read.
Yeah, and I don't dislike her. She seems to have some valid opinions.
She's a talented writer. You get a very good picture in your mind when you're reading the book.
What do you think about the recent controversy that's been around her and some of her tweets?
Don't really care. The books are separate, in my opinion.
Any opinion on her or her opinion?
I am
really.
with her 100%.
Yourself, Biscuit?
Not really bothered about the whole Me Too thing.
You're not bothered about it.
No.
Right. So it's kind of a big nothing. It's a nothing burger.
As
For
long
you.
as it doesn't affect me, I don't give a shit.
Right.
But
No, I
what do you
understand.
think about Wagner's music, Ride of the Valkyries?
Well,
It's-
wasn't Wagner, anti blah blah blah?
yeah, he was a Nazi.
Whoa!
Sympathizer.
I believe he was long before the Nazis.
Yeah, but he was a sympathizer. Them coming up, like the Catholics. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. Okay.
Duke, you big Wagner fan? I can tell. You have the
No,
Wagner.
but no, I think maybe because he's not around anymore, I can separate him from the art
Sure.
because I don't feel like I'm supporting Nazis by listening.
Mate,
to
that was in the song "I Know You're a Nazi," the Wagner Fest.
Well, don't forget he died in the 1800s. So
I know you're a Nazi.
can't be a Nazi.
Now, Duke, you asked about Flight of the Valkyries.
Now, Ride of the Valkyries.
Ride of the Valkyries. Well, that song is ridiculous. If you want to go and have a panic attack, then it's great. I mean,
No, but I don't smoke anymore. So,
no, but do you like that style of classical? It's extremely fast. It's like a triplet beat. It's unbelievably hard to listen to. I think.
to be honest, for me, it's 100% connected to Apocalypse Now, the movie, when they
Right.
blasted through the
Helicopters. Yeah.
speakers on the helicopter.
Right.
I can't separate it anymore.
Yeah, and it is cool because the cool thing at the beginning of it is when the violins are kind of dragging across and they're sort of like doing these scales like diddle 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 diddle, and that's when they're flying up and they're like carving through the sky, and then as the bombs start to fly, that's when the whole real meat of the piece gets going, and it works well with the movie. For sure.
But that's also actually should be an interesting talking point. Is anyone anywhere offended that they're using this Nazi music? Nazi.
It's not Nazi music.
It is.
I saw Hitler once was like.
Yeah, it's like saying Hitler wasn't a Nazi before he was elected.
It's not like that. Not like that at all.
Himmler and Hitler were just like jamming out to it. The videos are all over the net.
You know that Wagner and Nietzsche were pals growing up in the young years, but Nietzsche distanced himself from Wagner because he thought it was too much of a national socialist, not a Nazi, because that word wasn't invented back then.
Interesting.
He didn't agree with the politics. So Nietzsche, and then his freaking daughter, Nietzsche's daughter, interpreted Nietzsche's works as something very Nazi. So yeah, they kind of liked that idea of Übermensch and making that like the ideal. But in reality, Nietzsche distanced himself from Wagner because he was too nationalistic in the Nazi kind of way. I mean, I personally think that we need to get back to more nationalism. That's also something you can't really say anymore. But patriotism and nationalism, I think, is a good and needed thing. And also added to that, individual accountability is something we need, and all of that is on the right side of the political spectrum. So that's
Well,
what put
the
me
thing
back.
with nationalism and patriotism, like for me as an American, there's been amazing Latino and Asian American and African American soldiers who've won the Congressional Medal of Honor, as well as white guys. So there's no reason that for me to be uh, loving of my country. As you can see, I have a flag here with the fishing pole in the middle. I love my country. This place is a wonderful place to live.
Yeah.
I love freedom. And, I when I hear of a Congressional Medal of Honor or winner, it's not like I wonder whether they're white or black or Latino or Asian or whatever. They're just American. And that's the person that I feel is a hero, So
the same with me.
I'm a patriot.
Yeah,
but I'm not a bad guy.
I don't have a racist bone in my body. It may sound like it, especially how it's been redefined. But for me, it doesn't. I don't care if it's Swedish person, it's black or yellow, brownish, whatever. If as long as they consider they're living here are citizens and they consider themselves as Swedish, I'm going to see them as 100% Swedish. And I just want us all to work together in this country. But the problem is when they say it's some kind of ugly to be patriotic. I think we do need something to assimilate everyone, including myself, into like a joined force. Like we working for something together, not against each other. Patriotism and nationalism is a great tool for that. Like we pay taxes for us. We're helping us first. And then we can help other countries too, but we have a sense of us. Like, and no matter what your skin color is or whatever, it's us.
Now,
sometimes what I don't get about racism is that you can have no malice against black people or Indians or like any kind of race. You can have no malice to them, yet you can say something and then you label the racist. But surely racism is you hate that race.
Yeah, it was used to be defined like you see them as different,
like a lesser person.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I mean,
rank them below your.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and break them down. Break some things down here into the finite parts of being a patriot, but being, let's say, liberal or conservative. So I'm going to go with a couple of quick answer questions from you guys. Guns.
Yes.
Do you think freedom for guns, no problem? Biscuit, yes.
Yes, but with the caveat that most people in England aren't right in the head for a gun.
So for a person who is qualified, it should be allowed.
A person who's qualified and deemed not insane, then yes.
How about you, Duke?
In America, I would say yes. In Sweden, because we have a different history, I would say we're closing to a yes, but I'm still on the no side in Sweden.
Okay. Now, number 2, abortion.
Yes.
When you say yes, you mean freedom of choice, and that's it.
That's
okay. And Duke?
Yeah, that's one of my two that I'm not certain about. The one is capital punishment or death sentence. The other one is abortion. I can't be certain. I'm at the moment I'm saying everyone should legally be allowed to get an abortion, but I can't say that I can fully, principally, morally support that notion.
I think the like we have in the UK, we have a cut-off point, but maybe it should be a bit more investigated when that cut-off point should actually be.
Back. Okay, so last dance. Let's just get you caught up. Guns, yes. Freedom, or no? No guns.
Yeah, I like. I'm for guns. I'm a little tired of all the gun shootings by criminals, but I still think private gun ownership is an important, an important right, especially, to push back against a potentially oppressive government. I know people say, well, the government has the army and you've got a little few pea shooters, but I think we've seen, just to take our own experience as a country in Afghanistan and Iraq and Vietnam. It doesn't matter how well armed you are. If the people don't give in, they win eventually.
Yeah. So that's a solid answer, and I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the number 2, which was abortion.
Yeah, it's a little complicated, my views. I believe that a lot of later term abortions are very, you could argue they are, at least at the minimum, they are the killing of a sentient being, if not necessarily a human. But I also I just can't get my mind around a government official coming in and saying that you can't do something with your body. I just can't.
Sure.
Even though I don't think it's necessarily always a moral choice. I don't see that the government. I don't like the concept of government saying you can't do that.
And that's basically how I feel. So now Duke added another layer to this, so we're going to just run really quickly through all 3 of you. Capital punishment. I think we'll start with biscuit vapes.
As in, like, the death penalty and whatnot?
Yeah, for the most extreme of guaranteed guilty crimes.
Personally, I feel that a person can suffer more living with what they've done.
Okay. Duke?
Yeah, I think I already answered that at length. But I might actually add that it could be an informed decision by the victim's relatives or concerned parties.
Yeah, this is true.
To like, if the scale is on a 50-50, they could tip it either way.
It's interesting. Last dance?
Yeah, I think there are crimes for which any lesser punishment can only be seen as a perversion of justice. And, as you take an example of these mass murderers, take the Anders Breivik, who killed 70 children. There is no keeping him in prison. It just seems like justice is not served.
When I said lifetime imprisonment, I didn't mean lifetime imprisonment with cushy TVs and I meant torturous prison.
I think every day he lives is another crime, and I don't think it should be done the way it is in the U.S. I don't think. I think a higher standard, not just beyond a reasonable doubt, but something higher than that, should be required. It should be reserved for even the most extreme crimes, not even just murder, which is a very extreme crime.
But you know what would have stopped Anders Breivik? 4 armed security guards on the island.
Yeah.
So, when you try to live in this society of no guns, when there is one gun, it can do a drastic amount of damage.
Yep. He wins until he runs out of ammunition, basically.
Yeah. It was an island. And he was dressed like a frogman cop, like with this pseudo amphibious uniform on with police badges, and thought he was an officer. Even the people he shot greeted him like he was a cop. So it was quite a fucking.
I mean, I'd like to put in my defence that I'm not against killing people for such offences. I just feel that lifetime imprisonment would be a much more, you know,
I can add one thing. I think maybe Biscuit has something to weigh in on. I mean, in war, I'm totally for defending democracy against a freaking invading army of whatever bad people, and then we're gonna have to kill them, of course. I mean, in war, if people come with guns shooting everyone, we're gonna shoot them to stop them. I mean, Biscuit, what are your thoughts? We can't
with killing someone who was invading your country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. End of the day,
killing people.
They're not being evil through their thoughts and wanting. They're being evil through their government or whatever sending them into the country to do it. Their leaders are doing it, not them. But yes, they need to be stopped in that moment in time, and the only way to do it is by using violent force.
Yeah, exactly, and it's without the court and without anything. We just see it as natural that if someone is actively killing people and they're part of a group, we're going to kill everyone we can to stop that action from happening from that group.
I mean, in an ideal world, getting to the root cause of what caused that in the first place and stopping it from happening in the first place would be better.
I agree. Yeah,
but yeah, kill them if you have to.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people who are against the death penalty actually don't take that into consideration. That life is not that holy because people are murdering people every day. There's tons and hundreds of murders every friggin' day. And sometimes you just have to kill someone to stop them from killing more people.
Yeah, I mean that's a sad testament on the.
I mean, if it was up to me, the worst of the worst would get Guantanamo Bay treatment. Like waterboarding every day, Japanese water torture, or hung, drawn, and quartered, and then put back together, and then every single day, like. Just complete pain and agony all the time.
Oh, you're getting medieval on us, Biscuit.
Oh, yeah. But I don't want the pain to stop for these people are the worst of the worst, is what I'm getting at.
Death metal. And flashing lights.
If anything, put them in something like a Saw arena.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
I have the new Saw movie, but I haven't watched it yet.
Saw 7.
Yeah, I don't know the number because it has a title, and then it says like something from the Book of Saw or something.
Here's a question from Cup of Tea. Cup of Tea just give me an idea. What about the organs from a criminal that's put to the death penalty?
Yeah, and also
would you want that criminal's organs in your body?
Absolutely.
That's how Duke got his new liver.
Wasn't there a movie where a guy got like a serial killer's hand and his hand was killing everybody?
Yeah, I saw that.
But there is
who control the hand.
There is a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, I'm not spiritual at all, But there, there are some documentaries because they don't know where memories are stored. They actually don't. We take for granted it's stored in the
There's a
brain.
theory that with an eye transplant, you could actually see the images of the person who had them before through those eyes.
That's
Yeah.
true, man. That's true.
But there are also theories that maybe the liver and other organs do hold memories.
Shit, I'm in trouble.
Forget.
Memory god.
What? Who are you?
I'm gonna drink a bottle of forget.
Right.
And I did see a documentary short after my operation actually, where it was about people having transplants. A lot of it was hearts, and
Now, Duke.
they got a new taste for some food, a favorite food, and then they tracked down the donor and got the information that that was his favorite food.
Have you done any of that sort of thing? Do you have any information yourself?
No, we're not allowed to. I wanted to, but we're not allowed to. And that's also like a 1 hour discussion. It's pretty interesting why. Because there's a lot of events that happen that didn't go well, where people found out who the donor was. And there's like ended with conflicts with the family of the donor and the recipient and stuff like that, and
Right.
a lot
And
of
even better than death penalty would be putting the criminal into a gas chamber where the oxygen is just enough to keep them alive, but they're deprived of oxygen so that they only get just enough.
We're back to this again? Back to
Oh yeah,
this?
back to that. I've got it in my head now. I'm stuck in a loop of like, shut up.
zone out
Evil
there
this
for a
and-
while.
I've got.
all right. That's all right.
Sometimes I just get back in the loop of like, what could you do to these really fucked up criminals?
Right. Yeah.
You need more oxygen, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Where? How's things there with the other person there with you, Duke? She good?
Yeah.
She's great. She's been on before. I really like her. She's a sweetheart.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
She's cool.
I like her too. It's my wife.
Yeah, we had when early on in the days, I just kind of spout off my mouth like an idiot sometimes.
No,
She might have taken me the wrong way, but then since then we've made good and we're good people. We know each other. I think she knows I'm a good guy.
Yeah, but she starts out. Well, first of all, she's only been on when she's been really drunk, and she starts out with like attacking people, and then she mellows down depending on how they respond. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, you need some of that good. You need to keep some of that good weed around.
Yeah. But it's really interesting because we're very different, but somehow we really, in the regular life, we really complement each other. Because what I'm lacking, she's having, and vice versa.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Works. Lethal injection. Yeah.
That's my issue with the death penalty. It's too humane.
That doesn't bother me at all. Quick and done.
Well,
I
now
know, but that's the point. They're not suffering. They made people suffer. Why should they get a clean death? Why?
one of the Carolinas couldn't get the lethal injection drugs recently, so they came out with giving the guy a choice between firing squad or lethal injection.
Yeah, I read that. I would so have chosen firing squad.
That would be probably 6 guys with 30-06s with one guy with a blank, and they don't tell. them who the one with the blank is, and then so you get shot through the chest with 5, 30 caliber rifle rounds.
Actually, I can't think of a better way to go. I hope that's how I die somehow. I don't want to do any horrible crime because, unfortunately, I'm a good guy. I don't really want to be. I see myself as more of a nihilist, but I'm actually a good guy. I don't like when people get hurt or suffer. But
how you
yeah,
came from Live Leak? You came from Live Leak, dude. That site was built on suffer.
Yeah, I had in the early days, I had like moments where I felt miserable, and I kind of not enjoy the suffering of others, but I just wanted to see what is the evil happening in this world.
What are humans capable of? Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that. But something I never could watch is hurting dogs. Other animals, okay, but yeah, I always just skip the videos where they're abusing.
What I'd like to know is the lethal injection, does it, the other cocktail of drugs, does it cost more than a good dose of morphine? A lethal dose of morphine.
Well, it costs nothing compared to the days they're in prison.
They're very cheap drugs.
Yeah, any of them would be cheap.
Right.
But I think
that would be the most humane way of doing it, wouldn't it? Just give them a large dose of morphine.
Well, if you're going to do that, just refine it a little more and give them a shitload of heroin and put on some Pink Floyd and then be like, hey, go ahead, guy. Comfortably.
You also, I mean, I think the cocktail includes a potassium injection to stop the heart. So,
yeah, and it has phenobarbital, which the barbiturate.
Yeah, they have these stages. First,
the last drug is the potassium.
Yeah, the first is just putting them to sleep.
Just pumping lithium into the blood, that'll work.
But seriously though,
liquid
do
lithium.
Do you really want to die lying on a bed in a hospital? Or
as opposed to what?
As opposed to firing squad.
Yeah, I'd take the hospital. Lie on the bed in the hospital.
Really?
Well, I don't know. Which one would be more stressful? I think the firing squad would be much, much more stressful.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think? You're going to be whistling Dixie, walking out to the firing squad?
Yeah.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Yeah. They're going to make you wait for like 30 minutes while it could come at any time.
Yeah, but you don't know how long you're going to wait, and you're going to have to wait a long time in that hospital bed, and it's going to be horrible. I can tell you that because I know some
they
of
can
it
give
from
you
experience. A month in a hospital bed is like 2 years in a waiting room, for fuck's sake. Have you ever been in a waiting room?
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like being really ill in a hospital bed. You're like in a waiting room. It's horrible.
It's not horrible enough though, is it, Duke?
Horrible enough for what? It is.
For the criminals.
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about us here now. If you can choose how you're gonna die, not
well, I want to die asleep in my bed, normally.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
about 95 years old, asleep in my bed. Had a good life and done everything that I want to do. That's how I want to die.
I think that sounds like a good way to go. I don't know if I want to wait till 95 though.
Depends. If you're good 95,
you're gonna wear the pants when you're 95.
Yeah, exactly. Right. The pens are involved.
Yeah, you know what? I know an older person in their mid 90s. I happened to hear their grocery order recently, and it was milk, ham, rolls, chicken wings, and ice cream. That's like
the simple things,
right? And it was a lot of chicken wings. So I mean, people, you're gonna make it if you're gonna make it. If you're not, that's it. So, but that being said, I do think that trying to be healthier is something that will prolong your life.
I mean, if I make it to 80 plus, I'll be happy.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, for me, like 70 would be a bonus.
70.
And I think that's pretty realistic, actually, in my case.
But I'm a lot younger than you guys, and the medication's getting a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. I mean, in 10 years, who knows?
Duke, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 46.
All right, so I'm 45.
Really? I
Yes.
thought you were younger.
No.
Did you have a Commodore 64?
No, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo one I got the one with the Duck Hunt. Do you remember Duck Hunt?
Yeah. I had that too.
I loved that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I had an old SNES, but it was old when I was young. My first console was a Sega Master System.
The Commodore 64 was a computer.
Yeah.
It was also a gaming computer, though, wasn't it?
But it was a general purpose computer as well, with a keyboard.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
used to have the Bart versus the World on Commodore 64.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy, Steve. I think I'm not going to go into it now, but I think we have a lot of references growing up in.
I'm going to tell you the truth. The Nintendo I got, it had Duck Hunt, and it had this weird robot thing that you built, and then you played this game where it would pick stuff up and move it. And I have a feeling if I had that robot, I got it at Toys R Us, I think it was extremely rare, and that thing is probably worth thousands of dollars now. It was a Nintendo robot that came with the game, and you connected it to the Nintendo console, and it did like little tasks for you.
Wow.
It was bizarre.
I think Linus Tech Tips had it on recently, like in last year, that Nintendo with robot.
I had that fucking thing, and I hated it because it never worked right. And then I just played Duck Hunt, and then I figured out if you put the gun right up to the screen, you could just like destroy all the ducks. So there was like nothing. And that stupid dog at the beginning. Roof, 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 roof.
Okay, Mr. Sam Tosser. I'm still not 100% sure if it's Sam Tosser from Live League. But he wrote, people into hanging have no leg to stand on. And that's wordplay. I mean, come on, puns. I think the real Sam Tosser would be about that. But one interesting thing about people hanging is they usually get an erection. And that's kind of how it all came about with
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Exactly.
Right. That's how the guy for Listen Like Thieves, Depeche Mode, died, I think, with autoerotic asphyxiation. Is that right? Michael Hutchins?
I don't know. I only know the cane guy. What's it called? The Kung Fu guy.
Kung Fu? You mean fucking Grasshopper?
Kill Bill.
Oh,
Bill. He played Bill.
Yeah.
Did anybody else watch the
Keith
Clarkson?
Keith Carradine, yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody else watch the Clarkson's Farm that just come out on Amazon?
Negative.
Clarkson's
David Carradine.
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson.
David
from Top Gear.
It's a big negative.
Well, I learned something rather new about sheep farming. They get the male's testicles with a rubber band, and it just falls off after a few days. That's disgusting.
Oh, man.
You never trust a man who tucks his pants into his boots in sheep country. That's one thing I know. Because what you do is you put the sheep's feet into your boots, and then he can't get away. It's terrible.
Jesus.
Yeah, Duke, where are you from?
Where I'm from?
Yeah,
Sweden.
Sweden, where men are men and sheep are scared. Yeah, the sheep jokes just never get old, baby. Yeah,
That's the Welsh in where we live.
well, sure, of course.
I mean,
Or-
I mean, it's not. I mean, all the bestiality. It's not really heard of in Sweden. It's like we see it from other countries.
You know, if Hayden was here right now, he'd be bringing up Mr. Hand. Does anyone know about Mr. Hand?
Yeah, I think he was the guy who died after.
Yeah, he died, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Hayden goes right to Mr. Hand every time. I'm like, Jesus, Hayden's the Mr. Hand expert.
Well, at least
my friend's boyfriend, he had this. There was this guy on in the newspaper who'd been caught fucking donkeys, and he was the spitting image of my friend's boyfriend. And we all took piss out of him saying it was him.
That's funny, man.
At least Mr. Hand was a receiver. He wasn't a pitcher. I think.
Does that make it better?
I think it does.
I don't know, dude.
I'm not going to be a politician. Did I say that?
That is a strange take right there, Duke. I gotta say.
No, I think it does. I didn't say it makes it good. I said it makes it a little bit less worse.
Right. Jesus, I don't know. That's because he's giving
Cup
the
of
donkey
tea.
something, a reward.
No, but I mean, he's not forcing himself.
How did we get onto this?
Yeah, I should just,
Mr. Hand.
I should just back away.
Really?
So when Graham was on earlier, I gotta tell you guys, for like the first maybe minute and a half, it said Gray. I didn't know it was Graham. They were dancing in the street in like fucking Manchester, and I was like, who are these guys? So when he was busting my chops for not letting him on, I didn't realize it was him because I didn't fucking know it was him the way he was filming everybody, man. And I did feel bad, and I tried to play it off like, oh, yeah, dude, I was trying to be coy. I was funny. I had no idea it was him for a minute, honestly.
I think that was clear. You didn't know it was him because you kept asking him to wave his hands and
right.
I really need to go pee. Are you going to be here in 2 minutes?
Yeah, I went out to pee like 5 minutes ago, and I got caught by somebody, and I had to like run around the corner, and then it took me 5 minutes to get back here. So
you got 2 minutes for sure.
Yeah, okay. See you soon.
Goodbye. All right, it's been good having him here. What do we got? Blind Fury here. Oh, God. Cup of tea, you are insufferable, you crazy bastard.
I saw that. Yeah.
I love it, though. He's great.
He makes me laugh even when I don't want to.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is why Hayden invented the term Troll Central.
Exactly.
And Cup of Tea has taken it upon himself to roll and just, I mean, he's actually a nice guy. He just like takes, he takes the trolling and the funny comments up a notch. But I don't
very good. He's very good.
Yeah, I mean, we live for it. Yeah, George, now's a good time. We're just chilling, dude. No incendiary talk. If you want to click on for a late hello, Duke's coming back. George could come on. Could light up the last 40 minutes or so of the show. Looks like we might do a full one here.
Considering we were just discussing bestiality for too long, your presence could only improve the discussion.
Bestiality. Always a good subject.
No, never a good subject.
Because you know what comes up next? Trans athletes. All right, here we go. That's always non-controversial. Okay. Anybody have an opinion? Duke, trans athletes, go.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. I don't know even who is actually for it. I mean, we're either gonna have it equal, like not the ladies' team or women's team and a men's team. We're just gonna have teams, or if we're gonna divide it, it's gonna be biologically. I mean, I think.
When you say biologically, just to clarify, that would be from birth.
Well, if you. Yeah, I guess there's a gray area there.
I think it's a very difficult subject because.
No, I mean to make it
would you
easier,
have trans male to female racing with men?
You could go by the Y chromosome to make it very easy.
Yeah, and so Biscuit Vapes brings up a good point here. If you have females going up to the men's category, they appear to have a disadvantage, and they are more than welcome to compete, but people feel as though they most likely would never win because it's basically impossible. So then that lends credence to the argument that if in the reverse, someone who started out as a man competes against women, depending on the stage that they're in, they could have a significant advantage, particularly because of, number one, their testosterone.
I mean, it wouldn't even work if you had a mixed, like transgender, like cut whatever, because you'd have the male to females would be more competitive than the female to male.
Sure.
Yeah, it goes back to why is it even divided?
Because women can't compete with men.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we've already decided that.
So instead of having it gender based, why don't you have it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like talent based.
No, you can't have that. That's actually some point. Oh, I'm getting.
Oh, we have it with wrestling and boxing. You have heavyweights, lightweights. Why can't you have it the same way with racing?
Yeah, it's like if it's not equal, if not every game ends in a draw, then it's unfair. Because there's always going to be someone who's better.
Well, what you do is you take the averages of each person's, top running
what's
speed.
The goal here? We don't want draws. We don't want matches ending with the same scores. We don't want it to be even. We want to see who can beat someone else.
Well, that's why the people at the top of the class, who like the fastest runners, will probably get watched more.
All right,
and
very quickly.
Women could easily, possibly be in that top class if they trained hard enough.
Possibly, not likely. Hey, let's quickly bring in 1, 2, 3, 4. Cypher this.
Hey,
Cypher.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, man?
What's up, dude?
It's good.
Good, man.
I got my second win there. I ate a bunch of stuff and haven't drunk for about 3 days, so I'm actually, not of the living dead.
Good man. Good man. Long accountant.
The semester's coming to a close. Next week is the big week for finalizing just about everything. It's a 6-week, and next week is the 5th week. But most of the professors, I've taken 3 courses, and they assign the lion's share of the work for the 5 weeks. So, yeah, I was on that accounting for over 10 hours. I mean, I began at around 4 a.m. and of course I took I took breaks. I mean, it wasn't straight through, but I stopped at a little after 4 p.m. and got 3 chapters done. The modules each take close to 2 hours. Then there's homework. Then there's the quizzes themselves for the chapters, and it's tough. But I mean, vanity makes me want to make the dean's list. But if I make a C, C's good to go. So we'd go with that. But yeah,
so is it literally pound pavement to get a higher grade? The longer time you put in, do you feel like you get more, or is it just settle?
No, I do. I mean, I don't know if it's my elderliness or other factors, but I do get, mental fatigue bad if I overstudy. I mean, I just start making stupid mistakes in the modules, in the quizzes, and, especially in mathematical computations, I make really dumb mistakes. And it's just like, I'm just exhausted, in my brain, my mind is exhausted. But, yeah, put more. It's like anything. The more you practice, the more work you put in, the better you'll do. And
of course,
but I'm not worried about it. But I would like to do it, so I am putting in some time. But back to the trans stuff. Florida is very proactive in statutory stuff. Yeah, hey, it's in the C18. That's a new sentence. That's a new name.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah.
I actually played online chess today just to drain my brain. Because
That's fun.
I've been studying too. And I've been working towards this deadline we had this Thursday. Like every waking hour, I've been problem solving. And then it was so anticlimactic afterwards. Also, I'm all on cortisone at the moment, which makes me hyper focused. So I was trying to watch movies today with Pia, and I just needed more stimulation. I needed to analyze and solve problems. So after a while, I have to go sit by the computer and just play online chess, just so my brain could.
Are you a good enough
work.
chess player where you can play blitz chess? Chess.
Yeah, no, I don't do it. I don't play blitz.
You don't play like the 5-minute games, where each player has 5 minutes to complete all their moves.
No, 5 minutes I can do.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Are you pretty good, Duke?
I'm awesome, of course.
Did you ever watch that black dude who's the chess master play against the guys in New York and Central Park? And shit?
I mean, I could probably, what I've read, I could probably add to my rating easily if I actually studied the openings and the pattern.
Oh man, I'd love to play some chess against you just to learn, because I'm pretty terrible. But the only way I know how to learn in chess is to play against people who are better than you and watch them.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's how I learned as a kid. I get beaten all the time, and I just kept playing. And after a while, I started to beat them, and it's really hard levels. So when I started to beat them, I beat them all the damn time.
Yeah. Right.
It's never really even.
I don't know.
There's a couple of moves that could change the game when you make them at the right time.
Yeah. The queen suplex.
But you're talking about the really advanced stuff. I'm not there. Where I'm at is you're either better than a person or he's better than you, and
right,
one of you is gonna win.
That's where I feel I am with that. I can beat the computer on medium difficulty.
I was the mid 1400s. If you know chess rankings, my chess rank is about a 1450. Do you know that?
I know.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a really good player starts getting up around 1800 or so, and then of course your masters are in the 2000s, 2100s, 24.
Now, George, I'm going to just guess that you're a guy who looks at it for a while.
Well,
thinks.
You mean in a non-timed game? Non-timed games are fun. I mean, with friends. I get weird about competitiveness anymore, but and chess is just. I guess I got burned out on it back when I was stricken at the turn of the century. I was hidden away in a room. Essentially, I would go to chess.net. That was going to be my questions. I don't know if they're still one of the premier venues or not for online chess, but back then, chess.net was the go-to place, and I went there a lot. And I think in about 2.5 years, I played close to 3,000 games. But many of those were blitz games, and they were fun. I mean, I was just good enough that I could actually tactically play 5-minute timed games, and
Sure,
do okay. But that memory went. I mean, the opioid period from about 2002-3 until 2010. I think that wiped out about 25 IQ points.
Yep.
And so, it was a fair trade, but I did lose my ability to play chess, particularly well.
Yep. I hear you.
But good game, man. Very, very good game. I can see why you'd want to do that, Duke.
Yeah, I played that chess.com for a while, and on the 5-minute thing, it is cool because you can learn quickly, but it's awesome.
I got to where I only played computers. I would just it was funny. A couple of times I would find a computer that was buggy, a chess computer that was buggy, and if you played a specific opening 5 or 6 moves, the computer would just do this spastically stupid thing, and then you could win. So I would just do that over and over and over again, and I think I built my chess rating up to something like 1,700 or so, just doinking around with this one flaw in one computer. It's fixated stuff,
I used to play, like they have like setups where you've got to like win it in 4 or 5 moves.
Oh yeah,
I used to do those as well.
Yeah, the schoolmate kind of thing. I managed to do that once online versus another guy, and he wrote "fuck you" and then logged out. And I screen grabbed it.
If someone started that with me, I only had 2 or 3 people do it. In all those thousands of games, I only had 2 or 3 that would try to engage chat and be, "Oh, come on, fucker, I'll get your ass." As soon as they started that, I would resign the game. And then, one guy in particular, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you asshole." Yeah.
I like the schoolmate opening if it's really casual, because even if you fade, if they see it coming, you get the queen out early, so it becomes an interesting play either way.
Here's a question: has any of you guys ever been successful in using a castle-in move to win?
Well, I mean, to avoid, you can avoid, an impending trap. I don't recall individual chess games, so I don't know if that was
I have never been successful in being able to get a win using the castle move.
When you move the castle and the rook,
Yeah.
Right. No, I like that actually.
Queens and kingside castling, yeah.
Yeah, when I'm starting to lose momentum, I have 2 moves. One of those is doing that because it really changes the whole dynamic of the game, and the other is pretending to take a pawn to the other side, because when it looks like you're doing that and you're actually doing it too, then usually the opponent gets defensive and you gain momentum.
They start focusing on that little quadrant of the board. Yeah, that's true.
But it's the same with like poker or Monopoly or anything. I like to gain like power in the stack, having a bigger point of pieces, whatever, like in Monopoly. Yeah. And then just lean on them, because then we can take out.
You like to whittle away their pieces, so you've got more.
Because if I know I have the bigger points behind.
That's right.
If we take it out equal amount
That's right.
of points, it's just so I can lower my risk and just lean
right.
on them. I
Rough,
know
While
rough
you're
them
doing
up a
that,
little bit.
while you're doing that, a better player would be able to sneak around that and instantly win you, wouldn't they?
no, not necessarily, but a better player wouldn't fall for it. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
it would still be a good game, but most people aren't better players.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yep. Good.
And that's why I don't
mental
like to
exercise.
play. Yeah, and that's why I don't like to play against computers, because they never fall for my psychological shit. And I love to have that psychological part of it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Any other games you like to play? If I have it's been a long time, but I used to love the card game Casino. I don't know if you guys played that at all. That was a lot of fun.
Never.
Yeah, Casino.
I like playing Uno.
I've never played that. I've heard it's a good game. Never played that.
I used to play the first Counter-Strike. Do you remember that, Steve?
Counter-Strike?
Yeah, the first version of it.
Was that like no, I don't remember Counter-Strike.
When
It
was that?
was a PC game. After,
20 years ago?
Yeah, Half-Life mod. It started out, and then it became so popular. It was basically the first game, first-person shooter, where when you died, you couldn't play anymore. So you had to watch the rest of the game. And you played teams versus teams. One team were terrorists, the other were counter-terrorists.
No respawning, huh?
No, exactly. No respawning. So it really made you fearful of being shot. And it really changed it from the where you respawn every damn time. Now you had to be careful. You had to be sneaky.
Right.
You're less aggressive then.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
One of my favorite games was Counter-Strike. Absolutely.
We used to have a laser tag like warehouse, and they had like a Call of Duty set, and basically for the first 5 minutes you could respawn as many times as you want, but for the rest of the 15-minute game, if you died, then you were out. You're dead.
I used to play paintball when it was new and a big thing.
I've never done paintball, but I'd love to. I've only ever done laser.
That's a lot of
also
fun.
The same comparison with laser tag, because I never liked laser tag because nobody cares if they get shot. But if you get shot in paintball in the thigh or actually up here, hurts like hell.
It can still be quite fun, especially in a woods, because you get like a rumble, and if you're out after 5 lives, that's it.
Yeah, well, you can't play laser tag in the woods. Or
You can.
Yeah, I did it.
We have on the same field that we have paintball, we have laser as well for the usually for the younger ones that don't want to get hit by paintballs.
Paintball, I did it, and we did this one that was like an assault on a bunker, and the time that I was in the bunker, this guy ran up on the bunker and stuck his gun in, and we both shot each other in the hand, and our hands were bloody, and fucking our knuckles were all torn up and shit, dude. Because we were like 3 feet away from each other, just going boom, 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 like diving for cover, but just shooting like everything we had at each other's hand.
Oh god!
Me and a bunch of pals worked extra at the paintball park. And we had the people coming there, and they weren't that many. So they asked, would you join us in a fight? Sure. They paid for the bullets, so why not? And it just needed me and one of my best friends, actually. And what you did was you flanked them, so you only have one guy. And then it's so easy. one of you just shoot at the freaking tree or whatever he's hiding behind, and the other walk around in a quarter circle and then taking out from the side.
The old flanking move.
Yeah, because when you play paintball, it hurts like hell, so you don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
So when the bullets are flying, you're gonna hunker down, and then the other guy can just walk around and take you from the side.
I wonder which hurts more though, airsoft or paintball.
Paintball is definitely breaks the skin up close.
Yeah, you're not.
Airsoft can be painful as well, though, can't it?
Yeah, you're not supposed to shoot someone that's closer than 6 feet, I think. With paintball, you're just supposed to say "bang, you're dead," but people shoot you when you're closer than 6 feet because they're scared as hell because they think the other guy is gonna shoot you. So yeah,
right. Yeah, I mean that's cool. It was fun.
not as good as being shot to death by firing squad, but pretty close.
Back to the firing squad.
Another topic.
I'm trying to sell that.
The qualifying the Olympic qualifiers for different sports are, in full swing right now. And anybody watching any? You got a favorite sport that you like to watch the qualifiers for?
Summer Olympics?
Yeah.
Japan. Yeah.
I mean, the individual sports. Yeah, it's in Japan. Yeah. I realize what you're saying now.
I saw that the girl from one of the swimmers there kind of dropped out of the competition because she said,
"Oh yeah,
full of perverts."
That's the Australian, the Australian silver medalist. I forget which event, but I actually, there's a venue for swimming, and that's my old sport, and I follow swimming, and the venue on Facebook and in Twitter is Swim Swam. It's one word, Swim Swam, and a Swim Swam article had this, and I got into it with somebody for about three comments, who was defending. The young woman is now 26, I believe. The one who said that, and I'm looking.
Well, Cypher, I'm not familiar with the controversy. Can you give a quick summary?
A high-ranking athlete, highly accomplished female athlete, apparently made a complaint of some sort late last year against a male coach, and then was not satisfied with how her concerns were addressed.
And one of her coaches.
Well, either her coach or someone who she couldn't avoid within her training sphere.
Oh, okay, got it.
And she dropped out. She probably could have gotten a spot on Olympic team on a relay, if not individual event. But she dropped out. But as she dropped out, it was with the gnashing of teeth, where she was calling what was it, pervert, something pervert. Is that you still here?
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, we're here. That was Smokesteve's ambient noise. He muted, and it made my ears go totally sort of muffled, silent. She called him something perverts. Misogynistic perverts. That's the term she used, which is sort of absurd, because I've been intrinsically involved in the swimming world. I mean, in the years that I swam, high school, college, club swimming, master swimming off and on for between 15 and 20 years. And, I've seen there have been scandals where coaches have taken advantage of subordinate, swimmers. And the problem isn't so much the subordinate swimmers, it's the underage. You get into the pedophilia issue. Well, this woman is just basically honking, intersectional third wave feminist claptrap. She's a 26-year-old woman. She's not a minor being taken advantage of. And there's no indication anywhere in her history that she was, approached by a pedophile. So she's just being sort of a dick. And Australian swimming was very diplomatic at the organizational level, asking her, how could they communicate with her and what could they do to try to, address the problem. But, people that are in the swim community are, not, you can mostly see it, not nastiness. There's not cursing and the kind of stuff that we used to have in our free-for-alls, on Live League, but it's the downvoting and upvoting, so this one woman who's supporting the swimmer, calling, perfectly upstanding citizens misogynistic pervert, you can't do that, in my opinion. This is my, how I am about subjective stuff. My subjective opinion on it is that there's no way that she's justified in pulling this shit. And it's a good point, Steve. It's a very controversial topic right now. And but you look at all of there's literally, I think, it might be a couple of hundred of national program. I think there's at least 200 nations in the world that have swim teams, of which maybe 100 are, have an Olympic presence. I might be overstating it a bit. There might be only 75 or 65, but there are a lot of nations that have a lot of phenomenal coaches, a lot of phenomenal, organizational executives, a lot of phenomenal swimmers, both male and female. And for this woman to come out and call an entire nation's swim program misogynistic perverts, and she didn't say a person. She by not saying a person, she's implying that it's the program. And you can't do that. At that level, that's elite. Those are elite, high performance, fully moral and ethical people with maybe a couple of criminals mixed in. So you have to address the criminal behavior and the grossly unethical behavior and not go all, radical feminist on everybody. So that's my spiel. You asked. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
There's nothing to apologize for.
Yeah, and Smokesteve wife here brings up another level on the gymnastics side, which was a different thing, but certainly something to think about.
There was that movie, about the one, which, Smokesteve wife, which was it? I don't want to. Penn State already had their problem on the football side, but this is another program. I don't want to say it was Pittsburgh, but it was a program where, it was the medical, it was the doctor, if I remember.
It was Larry Nasser was his name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was a
Michigan?
movie.
Wasn't that Michigan?
Sounds right. But
he was the coach for the national team.
Yeah.
Medical doctor or whatever.
Yeah. And the movie was made out of that one. That was nasty.
Pretty bad.
What was that? Did you say something, Duke?
Yeah, can I just sidetrack for a bit? Just want to answer. Some tosser wrote paintball. No, you can or could also freeze paintballs, and that's not actually true, because when they get too frozen, they break when you shoot them in the what's it called?
Air.
Pipe.
In the barrel.
Barrel. That's true.
Yeah.
And then it's really annoying when they do, because you have to clean. Because otherwise, every ball coming off is going to break due to all the. But what you want to do if you really want to hurt someone is you can put a stronger spring in your rifle. But on competitions, and I did attend one competition, they actually measure the miles per hour the balls are shooting out. So when you you can tweak you usually have a few springs that you can change in the rifle. Sorry, but no, you can't freeze. You can't put like
Killer Steve.
Stone balls in there, and it's not gonna work. No, back to
No. I'm sighing about something completely different. It's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
That was
But sorry to everyone.
no problem.
Yes, it is Don't Trip.
It is Hayden's channel.
This is Hayden's channel. He
We-
lets me.
We killed Hayden and we took it over.
Yep.
Don't tell anybody.
He is cool, man. He's the man. In fact, Don't Trip might be Hayden. No, it's probably not.
I always liked Hayden, but he never liked me back.
Oh, wow.
I think he did, man. I think he did.
I think he does too.
Which in turn makes me like him even more.
No, I think he knows you're old, dude. He knows you're old school. So I don't.
It's
I
just
think
that
he did.
Stockholm syndrome. It's Stockholm syndrome. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, that's good. I shouldn't
got us all
like him,
captured.
but I do because he's my
That's right.
kidnapper, kind of thing.
You want to hear an interesting Olympic story?
Yes.
My girls, like a lot of kids, they ran track, with a little club locally when they were like 12 or 13. And there was another kid who ran there sometimes, and he was so good. And I mean, he would just, when the races he ran, he would almost lap the other talent. His dad was an Olympian, and so dad trained the son. I found out when he won that he won gold in the Olympics a few Olympics back.
Actual gold?
He won the gold. His name is Matt Centrowitz Jr., and he won the gold medal in the 1500 at the 2016 Summer Olympics.
Wow.
That's the kid that ran around the track there.
So the 1600 meter?
1500 meters, yeah.
That's
I
cool.
think this is a relevant question, very short. When is the next Summer Olympics?
What about 2
Right
months
now.
away? Well, no, the trials are right now, and
It's in Japan. Yeah.
they're coming up very quickly now in another month and a half.
Did they not?
The next one will be in 3 years, won't it? Because we skipped a year last year, didn't
They
we?
didn't do the
I hope so.
2020.
I hope so.
Okay, that's why I'm confused because I
Yeah.
thought they were only on even years.
Yeah, the
and
COVID,
years
the
apart.
pandemic really screwed the pooch for a lot of normal society's activities.
Right.
Athletics being one of them. Yep. Amateur athletics in particular.
But so it is this summer then.
Yes.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. I actually like it. I like the high jump. a lot.
The Japanese are putting it on, so it should be good.
My favorite
why,
part is
Steve?
probably javelin.
Yep.
Why
Kobayashi's going for the hot dog
No,
record.
no, Steve, explain yourself. Why should it be good? Because the Japanese are.
Well, they got money. They seem like they know what they're doing with stuff, like production-wise. So,
I think Japanese are good with technology. That's it.
yeah, I mean, they should have a good setup, right? I mean,
That's right.
wouldn't you think?
They're going to have plenty of that robot love out there for everybody.
Arigato.
On areas where there's like a mechanical camera flying above the swimming pool, that shit should be money, dude. It should be like perfect. They're good at that sort of thing, right? Aren't they?
Say again?
Maybe I won't. Maybe that was controversial.
What? I was what day trip.
I don't think there's anything controversial
tripping.
saying that the camera work should be fantastic because they've got good robotics and whatnot.
Right, exactly.
Are you
Thanks.
being racist against every other race?
Possibly.
Tell you what, the Pacific Rim folk they've got those mathematical minds.
It's not racist to point out a particular race's
Superior?
positive qualities, is it? Surely.
That's
I don't know.
Of course it is.
Dude,
Because
Dude was
someone is great at something without implying directly that other people are or below that level.
So are they any better than the rest of us?
I mean, I don't agree with
Like,
it.
is it racist to say that Chinese people have a better age? You know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? They live to an older age is what I'm trying to point out.
Yeah, well, actually not. For some people, probably, but things that are statistical facts aren't racist, of course.
Chinese put on some fantastic opening Olympic ceremonies. When were the Olympics in China? Was it 2012 or
Beijing?
yeah, Beijing? When was Beijing? I don't
That
remember.
was 2012, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I don't understand. What's this
Yeah, I
all
think
about?
it was 2012 because we had these weird, stupid mascots.
Oh yeah,
in the
Rio in 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, friggin'
Yep.
Rio.
Really? No bueno.
Man.
Yeah, I was just looking through some of the events. This is insane. They're having hockey at the Summer Olympics this year.
Well, that's the land hockey.
Yeah, grass
No.
hockey.
Oh, is it
Turf
that?
hockey.
Yeah.
It just said hockey. I didn't.
Yeah, there's a type of hockey that they what do they use for that? It's not the net.
It's like a hook. They use a hook.
Yeah.
That's gonna be skating. They'll do it with the real deal. Maybe the Bruins get involved because they fucking suck.
Oh man, I thought they were going to go to the Stanley Cup.
Doesn't the Speed Olympics also, the Summer Olympics also have speed skating?
They do.
That's the Winter Olympics. It has to be.
Yeah.
No, I think it's Summer Olympics also have speed skating.
But I like that they have beach volleyball.
You would do.
Yeah.
You like the men, dude?
He likes women's beach volleyball. Is what he's trying to say.
Best sport ever.
I like seeing the belly buttons when they're reaching up for the balls.
I mean, they're literally wearing very small bikinis while they're trying to play extremely difficult sports. It's like, I mean, we're all guys. Like, I'd be like out there, like, I would
Getting crushed.
I couldn't move at all in one of those things. How do these women fucking? But they're confident women. I mean, so hey.
I find it somewhat scary how many in the world could crush me now.
Yeah. That Gabby there, the one, the tall
Gabby?
beach girl.
Gabby?
She's married to Laird Hamilton, I think.
I don't know those names at all, but I take your word for it.
Yeah, she's fine as hell, and she's a strong-ass woman, and those beach volleyball babes are huge.
Who the hell is Laird Hamilton?
He's the big wave surfer. He's insane, dude.
Okay.
You don't know him? Come on.
But it's a cool name.
Yeah, he's
We got a local surfer celebrity here in New Smyrna Beach. Pretty cool. Kim McNair, artist, musician,
I think
photographer.
I've heard of McNair. I'm sure I have.
McNair, yeah. KEMMCNAIR. Good guy too.
I may have heard McNair.
I did my
not the actual first name.
I did my Ben E Factor deal on him once too.
Well, I'm looking forward to the swimming events. Those are fun.
Yeah.
I do like the diving events where they do all the funny.
Yeah, I hate diving.
Somersaults and stuff.
I like what's it called? I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled like decathlon or
decathlon. Yeah.
Decathlon.
Yeah. That's interesting. The
Jenner.
Exactly. We were talking about trans athletes. There actually is a Olympic champion who is now a trans.
What's Bruce Jenner's female name? I mean, trans.
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, yeah. Caitlyn Jenner won the decathlon Olympics decathlon as a man.
Right.
Yeah, and it is considered one of the most challenging
Right.
events
I
in
remember
the Olympics.
about
It's pretty
20
fucking
years
fun.
ago. Who was the attorney who was the late night show host? I'm having a senior moment. Not
You don't mean this. Not.
it's not Jay Leno. It's the other main. He was his competition.
Letterman?
Yeah. Dave Letterman once in one of his monologues. He's going, yeah. What's with Bruce Jenner nowadays? Anyway, that's 20 years ago. Okay, he was prescient. Is that the right how you say that? Prescient.
Possibly.
Yes, that is how you say it.
Did I use my big word correctly?
You did.
Yeah.
Just this one time.
25 cents, please.
Very good, man.
Yeah. But
Well,
there's so many good events in the Olympics. About ready there, Steve?
About ready. 9 a.m. just hit us. 9 p.m. 9 a.m.
Yep.
I was actually in a restaurant and Bruce Jenner was at another table.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about himself nonstop.
I bet.
What year?
It might have been
Approximately.
10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Was the change of identity in place at that point?
No, it wasn't.
Huh.
Shortly there before then. Because
whenever it happened, it was before that.
Yeah, he's been doing that Kardashian show for like ever. 15 years.
Yeah. I tell you. Different level of the culture. Completely. Just alien to me.
Exactly. It's
my God.
Might as well be on Mars for all I understand.
Big world. How many 7.8 billion or so I've heard.
Exactly.
Bubba-billion?
Bubba-billion.
That's a lot of people.
Exactly. All right, gents. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to call this one a night here.
Sounds great. Thanks for doing it, Steve.
No problem.
Thanks for being here, Steve.
Pleasure to be on.
Don't X out your video yet. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and say good night to the chat. Good night to YouTube. Everybody have a good night.